What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Aggressively Average Angler podcast. Tonight, I am not joined by Paul. I have a way better guest hanging out with me tonight. We got Andrew, who you guys might know from Tackle Talk. Andrew, what's up, man? How we doing tonight?
What's up? I'm Timu Paul tonight.
Timu Paul? I don't know. Like, well,
I feel like if someone has never
Chinese
watched the
brand.
show or they've only watched a couple, like I'm generic enough looking. I could pass for maybe like a quick glance of Paul, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that might be him." I don't
I'll
have
be
like
honest.
I got nothing going on, but that's all right.
We can dust it up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I'll be like, I was doing the thumbnail for this, and like I took your head. It was a little bit pixelated, but I made it work from your website, and I put it on Paul's body, and I was like, that passes as Paul.
Yeah.
Like that right there. These guys are the
Two
same
kind of
guys.
like shorter blonde guys. Yeah.
It's perfect. It's the perfect thing for this show. But we're gonna have some fun tonight, you guys. What we're gonna do is a little underrated, overrated, and we're not just gonna do ICAST. So I know there's probably some people they saw this are like, oh, more ICAST content. No, like, yes, that's the new stuff. We will talk about some of that stuff, but also just in general, because when I first hit up Andrew and we were talking about doing this show with Paul being out, the idea also got drifted by of like, what about all these small brands that don't have a shot in heck at getting to ICAST? Let's talk about some of those and what's overrated, what's underrated there, because there's a lot of really cool stuff that just flies under the radar because they don't have the marketing budget. They don't have the pro staff pushing that stuff. They're not all over the social medias. And usually it's one dude in a garage making cool stuff that isn't good at social media. So it's like, let's give them a leg up if we can. So we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. And before we do that, yes, I do have show notes. Paul, if you're watching this, I made show notes. Also, shout outs to Paul, who is going to Hawaii right now. Hawaii's going through some stuff.
Yeah, didn't they just have like a tsunami or something?
It's been a warning for a long time. I haven't seen any like further updates. I think they did get like the surge where the water comes up a little bit and then like goes out in parts of the islands. So I don't know. I texted him this morning. He was in Seattle. I just wanted to make sure he gets there. So I don't know. He's supposed to be, I think, in Maui he's going to later tonight. So we'll see. Everybody wish Paul good luck with the tsunami. And if he can get out and catch a fish in a tsunami, that would be sick. Maybe it like pushes a lot of fish in.
Dude, I wonder what tsunami does to the bite. Yeah, like around here, if you can get out on the river on a rising water level, like if you can get on the rise, it's lights out. Like I wonder if a tsunami is just like, oh yeah.
Maybe it's like the once in a lifetime trip. Hopefully real quick, hopefully it does no damage to Hawaii. Like I don't want any of that. What I do want is it to bring fish in so Paul can make a hell of a video in Hawaii. Because
this is always when you get like the crazy wash ups of like a giant squid washed up on the shore or whatever, some species we've never seen before. Yeah.
the megalodon just comes in. Paul hooks megalodon.
He's got like a thumbnail with it. He's like,
It's our first 5 million view video. It's coming soon, you guys. Stay tuned. Paul catches megalodon. That would be wild. All right. So I do got some show notes. I got a Q of the D we're going to hit in a second. Real quick, members only. For our members on YouTube, we're going to be live with you guys only on Tuesday, August 12th, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. So be there. I just want to make sure I keep calling out so nobody misses it. We'll do some giveaways on that live. It'll be a blast. All right. So Q of the D today is, I want to know if you have one of these. If not, it's okay. Make one up. But what is your fishing superstition? Do you got one?
Fishing suit. I'm not a superstitious guy like in general, but
no. Okay.
No, like none, zero. I mean, I have like my things that I do every time that I guess you like blue Powerade. Yes. I got a blue Powerade
like
with me every single time I go. Yeah, like that type of stuff. I just have a routine, I guess, more than anything. But no, I don't really have a superstition. I'm not like a banana in the boat type guy or anything like that. I
always thought that was funny.
My superstition is probably like I always forget to bring something to eat or drink, and then I'm out there for 12 hours and wasting away. I never wear sunscreen. I'll come back looking like a lobster before I, even think about putting on an ounce of sunscreen. I know that's a terrible thing to do. But I'll like come home, at night, and you lift your shorts up and it's like blood red, pale white, nothing in between. Why don't I just take 30 seconds and put a little bit of sunscreen on, and I could not feel miserable for the next week? But I don't. I'm the least prepared person of all time.
I love that. First of all, I feel like I always feel underprepared because we like purposely are testing things. So I like concern myself with like, well, I got to have this box of like new Great Lakes finesse baits, and I got to have this Cast King setup that I have to test today, and all this other stuff. And then I get there, I'm like, paddles missing, PFD forgot at home, no memory card in the camera. Great. Like I remembered the things to test, but not the things to record the testing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's always like an element of it. I will go with you on the I never put on sunscreen. For me though, it's, do you guys have this? You go fishing, chat, and there's this before you catch your first fish, you don't do any hydration, no snacks, no sunscreen, and like you're out there and you're like, all right, when I catch that first fish, I'm going to apply sunscreen. I do that.
Oh, it's like a reward
all the time. It's the first reward. And like, if you get skunked,
no food, no drinks, no sunscreen until you catch a fish, you bum.
You get wrecked. Like, but I'll get out there. I'm like, dude, I just want to catch a fish. I don't care about anything else. I'm like, I'm not recording an intro for YouTube. All of our intros and outros happen like midway through the day at best, or at the end of the day. And we just like turn our hats around backwards. We're like, well, we're done for the day. Good job, us. So if you ever see our intro outros, that's how they work. Because dude, you get to the one, you don't know what's going to happen. Like I could come out there and
tunnel vision. Like, I mean, if you're really obsessed with fishing and you get to the lake, like the last thing I want to do is anything for taking a photo or video or whatever. It's like, no, I just want to get to fishing. And then you get to fishing, you're immersed in it. And, 7 hours pass. You're like, oh, I've done nothing that I was supposed to do while I was out here except fish. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I not necessarily a superstition, but definitely a habit that I have. I'm like, I'm going to go till I catch fish. Then I'll reward myself with food, water, sunscreen, and then actually think about the job that I'm supposed to be doing for YouTube and record. So yeah, I also don't really have any superstitions. I don't think Paul does either. So I don't know. Chat, what are your superstitions? I want to know what you guys got going on. I did see Old Metal Jones here. What's up, Zach? With the never have money on the boat.
I never have money, period, so it's not a problem.
Very easy to
We're
do.
poor over here. Yeah.
I mean, like, this is my hobby job, and I spend all of my money on the hobby. So yeah, I don't know how you bring money anyways. I haven't carried cash since like 2006 in my duct tape wallet at high school. So that's wild. Good superstition. No fish on the first cast. I've heard this one a lot. I used to like kind of think that way, and now I just don't care. It's like it also used to be
on the first cast. I'm ready to boogie. Let's go.
You're like, now I'm like, good start. Previously, I would be like, especially if it was a pike from the Midwest. There's a superstition in the Midwest where it's like you catch a pike on the first cast, you're done. Day's done. Go home. Like a lot of people truly believe that. For me, it's more like, oh, wow, there's 3,000 carp in this area I want to fish. I should probably go somewhere very far away because they're chasing off on my fish. But I used to think that way. I don't really care about that as much anymore. This is a good one. Lucas Flint. If I carry my scale with me, then I will never catch a big fish. Nothing worth weighing, right? Same with bump boards. It's like,
if you forget your catch board at home, you're going to catch a 22 and you're having no proof of it.
I'm just going out for fun today. It's not that important. Oh my God, the fish of my lifetime.
Yep.
Ruined. Dude, that's that's tough stuff. Wait, Keenan, explain, please. 5 bananas?
A whole bunch.
Like 1 banana is safe. 2, you're pushing it. 3, all right, what are you doing, my guy? You get to 5? That's the superstition?
You're just alphaing the superstition. You're like, I'm going to go the polar opposite.
1 banana's fine, dude.
$3 worth of bananas.
I feel like it's more like $10 right now. It could be. I don't know. Who's bought bananas recently? How much are bananas?
They're like 50 cents a pound. You're good. It's the one thing that's like inflation proof. It seems like, they're still dirt.
Bananas being inflation proof is a wild thing. All right. Good superstitions, y'all. I love it. All right, let's get into it. So overrated, underrated. I figure, we start out hot on the show, right? Let's start with the overrated stuff for a second. And we can kind of bounce back and forth. We got categories. So categories for tonight, I want to look at kayaks. Because a lot of folks are using them. We could say boats, but I have no experience. You're happy to share some. So vessels, we'll say vessels on the water.
Okay.
Accessories, rods, reels, baits, ICAST, right? So ICAST would be anything brand new, and we'll say unreleased ICAST, which is like a thing that bothers a lot of people about ICAST is there's a lot of like prototypes, things that don't release until next year. It's really cool. I want it right now, but I can't have it. That pisses me off. I get it. So we'll talk mainly on those versus like Great Lakes Finesse at ICAST had the micro series, but that's available. Like you can buy that right now. Z-Man,
Right.
most of their things you can buy right now. So we're talking mainly about the unreleased stuff at that point. Anything that's been out, we'll talk about during baits, reels, rods, whatever. Right. So let's start with vessels. Let's go with overrated first, then we'll go underrated. In your opinion, Andrew, kayaks or like any particular kayak that you feel is just totally overrated? I'm sick of seeing this thing. Why does everybody think it's so great? That kind of feeling.
This is going to hurt me to say, but I think at the moment, I think there's so much good competition out there that I think Hobie is starting to go there.
Starting to go overrated? Hobie is?
Yeah.
Starting is a strong word.
I know.
I feel like they've done gone over.
See, the diehards are out there in PAs.
Yep.
And if you watch the tournament folks, they're even starting to turn a little bit on them. I feel like they've had a lot of problems the past year and a half with like warranty claims and not being able to get parts and not being able to service these people. And the tide has kind of turned where like the court of public opinion is starting to go against Hobie, to where I think, you know, if you could make the argument for a long time that Hobie's been overrated, but I think a lot of people have still been in the camp of, all right, gun to my head, Hobie's still top dog. I think
for sure
the world might be changing on that one.
Yeah. It's disappointing to see/not see them at ICAST because it's like, oh, Hobie's going to be there. It's amazing. They got this new drop. It's coming out. Awesome. And it's like an update on the iTrek. And granted, very good update. Very good update, but it's a pre-existing model. Also, it's an inflatable that is in a price category that's going to scare a lot of people who don't understand the value of that inflatable. Like there is a lot of value to it, but $2,900 for an inflatable. Granted, it's a pedal inflatable, right? So if you go to you
can basically get like an Outback for that.
Exactly. Why wouldn't I just get, it's very niche. It's for that person that I have to have an inflatable, and it also has to have a pedal drive that has reverse option. It's very fast. It's very maneuverable. I thought it was really cool. The price kind of puts it into this very difficult tier. I don't know how well that thing is going to do. Unfortunately, I would love for it to do well, but I just don't see it doing well because it's priced so high.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Like they had a ton of issues. They moved the factory into Mexico. They couldn't fulfill on orders. They couldn't fulfill warranties. People's hulls have been cracking on Hobie Pro anglers and etc. forever. And it just seemed like
issues. Yeah.
Oh,
the drive
talk
there.
to me about it. Just bring back all those bad memories. It's interesting. Then they came out with the XR. Then they updated the hull itself for 2025. Now has a bunch of the modern amenities for rigging out a kayak, which is cool. And we actually did a walkthrough with them on the XR 360 at the booth because I wanted to know. I recorded it. Our kayak video was already an hour and a half long, so I just cut it. It fell on the cutting room floor because I was like, it's cool, but our audience doesn't really care about that. What I can say is that the XR, the things they did to fix the 360, dude, is mind-boggling. Like they took an engineer.
Good or bad?
Across the board, meh. Like, think about it this way. I have to fix all this crazy engineered machine, right? Like there's a steering tube, there's a belt in there, there's this clutch, which I actually have a broken one over here somewhere. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Wait. This piece, which I broke twice. It actually has like this little spring. See that? It's snapped off in there twice. And then it won't turn. It free spools, right? So they took this crazy engineered thing, and what they did is they over engineered it. It's freaking nuts. They're like, oh, well, that was a problem. So we added this additional moving part. And then over here, we added this other moving part. And then we have 3 other moving parts here that fix this problem. I'm like, this thing is insane now. There's so much going on. It boggles the mind. So that's
nothing like having problems with your simpler version. So let's make it just way more complicated.
Right, right. It's like I have two hinges that don't work properly.
Yeah.
Let's add 14 levers to
Right.
fix
Yeah.
the two hinges. Like, what do we do?
That way, if a couple of them break, we still got 12 more. You're fine. Yeah.
Like, I think we need to figure out why the 360 drive's the problem in the first place and maybe go back to the drawing board at this point. But sure, the XR works. It's one of those things too, like how many times a day do you, or a week or a month do you hear anybody say, yeah, my Hobie 360 XR is like amazing? I never hear anybody talk about them at all.
Unless they're paid by Hobie to say that. Yeah.
Exactly. So I would love to see that company come back. Like I feel like they had some really cool stuff. The hull, the Pro Angler hull is like, it's one of the best ever, other than the fact that it cracks. Right.
Yeah. I would love to see them come out with like a $2,000-ish, like almost like take a step down from Outback. Outback is expensive still. Like give me a middle ground where it's not the what do they call the one that's like bare bones? It's not even
Passport.
Fishing. Yeah, okay. So give me between a Passport and an Outback. Like give me something that has some fishing DNA to it, but also let somebody that does not have $4,000 go into the fishing Hobie family.
Yeah.
They have the ability to do that.
They for sure could. So it's like the Passport Angler would be cool.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. And the Outback's insane. It's so cool.
I love my Outback. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I wish I could have fixed, but yeah, 80% of it I liked. Yeah.
What would you fix? What would you change on it?
I would shield the rudder when it's in the upright position, so that you have plastic that protects it. Because the one thing you can't do with that kayak ever is you can't drag it and you can't put any weight on the back end of it when you're like loading or anything like that, because the whole weight of the kayak is on that plastic rudder.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? It's like when you retract it, and then if you wanted to like tip it up, like every kayak you ever want to do to like load it or something, you can't do that. You had to put that weird little plastic thing in the handle so that it came down and like gave you a space to do that. It comes with this little like $10 plastic thing. Just protect the sidewalls there, and then you never have that problem, and you can drag and you can do all that stuff. That was kind of annoying. I wish there was a way to make the place where the pedal drive sits a little bit more watertight than that stupid plastic piece that they give you. Like give me something kind of like Navarre made for the Old Towns, where it's got like a rubber gasket kind of around it, where at least when you plug that pedal drive hole, you're not getting 3 gallons of water gushing by you all the time. The way they made that hole too, heaven forbid you have to go into like waves or anything, because you are going to be drenched. That thing, the waves that come over the front of that or the splash is the worst of any kayak I've ever had. They also, the back end, that butt end of that sits so low stock without anything on it. Like, and then you put a Newport or something on the back, and your steering lines are in the water. Like there's just the way that it sits. Like, have you ever, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. When you put a motor on the back of that thing, you're looking up at the sky, it feels like, and water's coming off the back end of it sometimes. So I saw someone one time with a 300 on the back of an Outback, and I thought they were gonna sink.
That's
like the back end is so low. So yeah, there's just little stuff. Trying to think what else really bugged me about that kayak. I wish they would put some sort of thing in the front hatch to protect stuff from sliding all the way back through the entire hull. Like, give me a little divider right there. Something. Yeah. So no back access to it. No back access at all, where you have to drill out that big circle, and then you got to buy like the $50 cap from Hobie to actually have back end access. There's little stuff that for like a $4,000 kayak should be fixed.
Yeah. No, 100%. What year do you have?
It was I just sold it this year. It was a 23.
Really? So it was like after all the redesigns it still had.
Oh yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. And that's just what I can think of off the top of my head. There was so much about that kayak where it's like, I like a lot of it, but there's certain things that just bug me.
Yeah. It's interesting. And yet it's like one of the most popular like inshore offshore kayaks. Like there's so many of those on the Salt. And it's nuts. I've always wanted to get my hands on one, play around with it a little bit. But yeah, like So Hobie, I'm with that. I feel like I want them to make a comeback. I feel like they've had a lot of great ideas. And unlike some companies we've talked about in the past, I feel like they can hit above a 7 out of 10 wilderness systems. Like they can go more like 8, 9 out of 10 on almost everything. There's a couple of quirks. It was the 360 that just broke me, you guys. It broke me. You know, if you watch early videos of us, we like Hobie the best. It's amazing. They're so great. And then our Hobie started just dying on us, and we couldn't find drives, and we had to spend $1,200 on a freaking drive that we got from Mariner Sales, like in their basement. They're like, we found one. Here you go. So that sucked. All right. Well, we beat Hobie to death. Moving on. Overrated kayaks for me, I would say, okay, people are gonna hate this too. I feel like the autopilot gets overhyped. I think the autopilot as an idea is great. I think that a center mount spot lockable drive motor is really cool. I also feel like the way that hull is designed, that motor takes up so much space. And then like the thick gunnels on Old Town always bothered me. So I lose all this floor space, and I've used it. I've been around on it. I think it's really cool in a lot of ways. I also think that people like just come to bat for the autopilot. They're like, it's the best. I put a motor on my kayak. I always hear, why wouldn't you just get an autopilot? We showed the new Yak Attack motor. Everybody's like, just get an autopilot. I'm like, but what if you already have a kayak? Like, so you have to get rid of your kayak. You could just get this motor, or you could sell your kayak and then go buy an autopilot, I guess. Like, sure. It just feels like it gets overhyped as heck. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I just think
it's also a 36 volt, right?
Yeah, it's 30. I think
sucks.
So. I think is it?
Yeah.
No,
I'm pretty sure it's 36 volt. Let me see.
I'm gonna have to figure that. The E pedal is 36 volt.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Auto.
I would have said the EPDL is overhyped, but it's also not. Like nobody hypes that kayak up.
I was gonna say I think it's yeah. If anybody was hyping it, I would say it was overhyped. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's hyping it. So
no, okay. So I don't think the autopilot uses the 36 volt. So I must be thinking of the EPDL. One of them did. Where I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, that is a big bulky battery to put in this thing."
Yeah, it's just a modded.
It was 2 years ago at ICAST when they came out with the EPDL. That's what it was.
Yes, so that one's 36 volts. Now,
like, woof, 36 volts.
That said, the battery they send is an amped battery that is this big. Like it's tiny, but it's because it's assist, right? It's a pedal assist kayak, so it doesn't take as much power from that battery to operate. Here's a funny story, you guys. I didn't post this story yet, but the ePDL Pro just dropped at my doorstep today, so I actually have one. So
when you're on assist though, it's still the pedals are still moving, right?
No, you can just hold your feet in place.
Okay,
I'm pretty
sure. I feel like I think a lot of the videos I saw, the pedals are still moving. Maybe that was one thing that always bugged me. I was like, I don't want this thing smacking my shin while I'm I don't know. You have to let me know. Maybe test it.
I haven't used it in 2 years. The last time I used the EPDL was at ICAST 2 years ago, and now it's in my garage. It does not touch the water. I don't remember, so I'm probably remembering wrong. Maybe I would hope that it didn't keep moving.
That's what I hope so too, but for some reason I thought it did, and that was one of the weird things. You have to let me know. Take it out. See if you can hold the pedals still and still have the assist.
Yeah, because like e-bikes don't do that. E-bikes, you can just hold the pedals in place and just coast. It just goes, right? So it's supposed to shift over to the motor at that point. I don't know. No idea. I'll figure it out. If anybody does know, they can yell at me in chat. I already took it back, so you can't yell at me. Whatever. So yeah, we'll test that one out. That one's definitely like appropriately meh. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna put it to the test. We're actually gonna rig that one out for I should shout this out. I should have done this at the beginning of the show. The Kayak Angler Yak Off Awards 2. We got a new competition coming up. So the second edition drops in September. Paul and I are going to be in that. So we will be on the bracket. The ePDL Pro is going to be one of the 2 kayaks we rig out. The other one is going to be, let's see if we can make the Wilderness Tactical Pro 128 great. That's our goal. We're gonna do a lot of stuff to it. I mean, yeah, like I hope so. We'll figure it out. But we're gonna do a lot of stuff to that. So prepare for those 2 kayaks, and like Paul and I might swap kayaks. We haven't decided yet. We're gonna have 2 kayaks. They're coming in on the same freaking trailer. because we have our Malone trailer and we're gonna rig them out. So we're trying to decide who has to build what. That's what we're going with. Also, we are gonna get our hands on a Garmin Force Current. So that is also in the mail. So anybody who saw that and is like, hey, what do I do with this thing? Is it good? Is it worth it? Or is it not? We got to test it for 20 minutes. We hogged it at ICAST, but we're going to now beat the heck out of it. We're going to test it in the river.
That's my favorite thing I saw at ICAST by far.
It's hard for it not to be, right? Like it's just really cool technology.
If you kayaking and you use a motor, and if you are even remotely in moving water, like that should make you so excited. Now, do you need to buy it? No, I'm not going to spend $4,000 on a trolling motor, not a chance. But I hope that someday that then gets trickled down to motors that I can afford.
Yep.
That's what I'm praying for. I'm praying that basically someone goes, oh, that's a good idea, like the fishing industry does, and we should take that idea and do something with it. And maybe in 3 years, then I'll be able to afford a Force Current knockoff from whoever. Yeah.
The Norse Current.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Somebody take that idea. No, it's hard. Yeah, I don't know how anybody can look at that and be like, that sucks. Like you can say that's too expensive for me. Correct. It's too expensive for a lot of people. And I think Garmin knows that too. They're appealing to this premier audience that has a lot of money. Because I mean, look at Garmin watches. Like I have an instinct. This is $450. I couldn't have done this without my buddy like hooking it up. So like there's no freaking way. So I would never spend that much on a watch. It's a freaking cool watch though. So you just have to admit, like, technology is cool. Somebody's going to figure out wireless foot pedals. I mean, wireless technology is so accessible. There's no reason somebody hasn't done this before Garmin.
You just need someone with a pair to break the market open for that, because all these companies are kind of complacent. And so they're like, if no one else is pushing it forward, then we don't have to push it forward, and we can all kind of just chill for a while. And then it takes someone like Garmin to be like, all right, guys, you guys have chilled long enough. Like, let's move the next thing out. And that's what they're doing. And I appreciate that. I said it on, I think, the show after the ICAST. I was like, the first flat screen TV that came out, I looked it up, was $15,000. I just bought a flat screen TV today for $200. That's what happens eventually. You just have to wait for the technology to be not new enough and you know, competition to make sure that prices come down. You might have to wait a couple years, but it'll be accessible.
That's how it works, man. It's we're of the same mind. That is in our video. We talked about it when we were there. So yeah, we feel the same way. Like technology, just give it a second. Apple TVs, when they came out, the little tiny box, they used to be huge, like a tower. They're like $1,000. And they're now $100. You know, like everything will come down. Phones were that way, TVs were that way, cars are that way, video cameras are that way. Like it'll come down.
And they come down as they get better. That's the other thing too. They improve as prices come down. It's not like, oh, you got to now have outdated tech and it goes down in price. It's like competition will make sure that price is not in a couple years $4,000 for a kayak motor.
Right. We want that competition. Now we want healthy competition. We don't need companies knocking each other off and saying that they came up with it by themselves, or, you know, procuring it from China and saying it's made in America. So knock that stuff off, but stop knocking off things. But like what we want is like companies to push each other with their own ideas that are like inspired by. I think that's great. Like I want more of that. And you know, if you're knocking stuff off, just give credit where credit's due. It's pretty.
That's where we might be a little different. Like I'm all bring on the knockoffs. As long as you don't lie about it, go for it, dude. As long as you don't tell me that it's, you know, trying to look me with a straight face and say it was made in Texas when it's made in China, like I don't care. Make it cheaper and make it more accessible. And my big criteria on new products is usually like, is it cheaper? Is it more accessible? Is it a little bit different? Or like give me just one, give me one little improvement on something. It doesn't have to be a mind-blowing design no one's ever seen before. Just give me a reason why yours should exist, and then I'm good. And I know a lot of people, like, the only reason they think it should exist is if it's brand new. That's just not the case. Cheaper, more accessible, or just filling out a product line. There's nothing wrong with a company saying, hey, every other person has a fuzzy bait, we should have a fuzzy bait. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You know, you're allowed to say people like buying from my bait company, and I don't have something that they're now having to go somewhere else to get. I should make it so that they can just be a one-stop shop here. That's fine.
Yeah, they want that ecosystem, right? Like
Yeah.
Z-Man has very much an ecosystem where you can get everything from freshwater finesse to saltwater big baits. It's
Yeah.
all there. And then they tried to drop a rod that nobody cared about. Like I thought it was cool. I'm never gonna buy the Ned rig rod, but they stay in their lane on the baits now. But
Yeah.
they got that ecosystem of baits. And yeah, I would say that no, we're very similarly minded in that way. It's we used to care a lot more about, you know, direct knockoffs. The biggest thing for us now though is like, look, give credit. Like just give credit. Like don't shut that company down. And I'm sick of seeing companies come out with the exact same freaking bait. There's no credit due. It's not that much different. Like the Strike King multi-sided dice, right? That thing,
Yeah.
tumbleweed.
Yeah.
It's not better than any of the other ones. Why am I buying that? It's only if I'm like all in on Strike King. That's the
Right.
only reason I would do it.
Which again, there's nothing proprietary
Yeah.
about a, you know, a octagon bait with fuzzy stuff out of it. So go for it. Make it. You know, it's not
Yeah.
patentable. If you don't have
Yeah.
a patent on it, you can't complain about anything. I feel like if it is
That would be
truly
wild to patent that.
as unique as it is, I
Yeah.
mean, Strike King patented like the Rage Tail stuff back in the day. They have
Yeah.
patents that they can protect on flanges, and they
Mhm.
basically make people license that stuff out. Like, good for you. If you
Z-Man
made something that's
chatterbait,
able to be
Elastic.
protected, exactly, then
Yeah.
go for it, all you. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't complain when, you know, someone makes. Otherwise, we would only have one brand that was allowed to sell worms, one brand that was allowed to sell craws, one brand that's allowed to sell shad style baits
Sure.
because they were the first one to do it. Like, I would guarantee everybody listening is happy that there's more than one place they can buy a worm from.
Most people, unless they're from Facebook, then they're upset
Also
about
true.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Facebook's
like
incessant.
well, it comes up no matter what. So like we were looking at the new bait spinning reel, and then somebody was like, "Oh, that is literally this reel," and they sent me to a reel that was $700 a spinning reel. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's for somebody, it's not for me. But yeah, Bates is coming out with one that's not much better price, but like 350, 400. So it's like a little bit less. But yeah, no matter what, like something comes out, I feel like I can go to my comments and people will be like, that looks like this. And then I get taken to whatever this is. And sometimes yes, sometimes no. A lot of times, like that's a stretch. I don't know what you're talking about.
My favorite is like those same people are charging their phones on a knockoff iPhone charger. They've got like, you know what I mean? They've got generic everything at their
Those
house.
are the worst,
Just
dude.
for some
They
reason, we have to
fall
have like
apart.
uber integrity when it comes to fishing. And the one
To
thing
their
that's always
hobby.
funny, is like as a consumer, I don't care. I have buddies that own fishing, you know, brands and companies and stuff, and they get very upset at knockoffs, and they should because it's their livelihood. I don't own a company. I'm just buying baits. So the more baits, the merrier. I've never seen an industry complain more about choice in my life than fishing.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, right? Because it's such a small industry and nobody like admits to that. We're tiny.
Yeah, you don't like it, don't buy it. It doesn't
Yeah.
hurt you. They're just giving you more choices. Okay. Why are you losing sleep at night over it?
And they do.
I get
They
fired up
get-
about this because people just complain ad
people
nauseum
complain a lot
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the comments insane. There's a line there, you guys. Like we can't be that upset that we're getting options, all sorts of them. I didn't care about a million fuzzy baits dropping this year. I thought that was nifty.
Yeah.
I think some of them sucked a lot, and I would never buy.
There were a few that were pretty bad.
Anybody?
There's one in particular I'm thinking of. I'm not going to put it on the spot, but it was like
Oh.
a generic version of the Koike or Koik or however you say it.
You
It
can.
was-
Everybody knows what you mean now by saying
No,
that.
it's not the one you're thinking of.
Oh, it's not. There was
not
another one I
Yamamoto.
missed.
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
Yamamoto. Someone else made one, and it looked
Okay.
like something you would get out of a 50-cent like turn thing at the roller
Yeah, and
rink.
you throw it at the wall and it sticks, and your parents get mad at you.
Just a hard plastic koosh ball. It was
Just
pretty
stain
bad.
it
I'll tell you after this is over. I don't want to blow them up, but I'll tell you
Fair
when we're done.
enough. All right, fair enough. We'll get back to it then. All right, so we covered kayaks. Let's go to accessories. I had this as kayak accessories, but I'm going to say in general fishing accessories. There wasn't a lot of new kayak accessories this year, unless you're Yak Attack, who dropped like 78. But no other companies really drop anything. So just in general, accessories, tools. What's overrated for you?
You might not like this one. One of my most overrated things I think is expensive kayak carts. Like a Wilderness Systems kayak cart is a good example.
Carts?
Yeah. I think My buddy's got a wilderness system. I've got one I bought off Amazon for like $60. It's like a Vivor or Vivor or whatever. It's totally fine. There's no reason, because no matter what kind you get, as long as it's that style, it's going to make you mad. Like, there's still no great way to load kayaks. I know we talked about this last time we talked. I don't know if it was on one of these or not, but geez, can someone make a better way to load a heavy kayak than
it really shouldn't be that hard.
Those like lift up and kick under ones, it doesn't matter if it costs $40 or $200. They're both going to have the same flaws, and I don't see the need to spend $150 extra on one.
No, we're not going to advocate for like a $250, $300 set of wheels. The only wheels that I've ever really liked were the Boondocks wheels, and I understand that they're way overpriced. They're also overbuilt to heck. It's kind of overkill for anything. Also, then you lose a lot of space in your kayak because you have this bar going across and you got to carry the wheels out with you on the water. It can be annoying. So I get where a lot of people come with that, right? But yeah, same thing about the essentially the same as the Wilderness Systems cart for $60 on Amazon, and it's just freaking fine.
It's fine.
Like, it's not as quickly as adjustable, but you can make it quicker adjustable. You can get just the little hand tightened wing nuts, and you're good.
The other thing I think that's extremely overrated and like hardcore kayak guys disagree for sure is paddles. Expensive paddles. Like I have a bending branch. I have a bending branches right now. I've had an Ascend, I've had $50 and $250 paddles.
Yep.
They do the same thing.
Like, your Carlisle angler is as good as your bending branches angler.
Yeah. It's like it moves the water. It's what are we talking about here? Because the paddle is whatever 3 ounces lighter in the grand scheme of things. Okay, 150 pounds of gear on this kayak, and I've just lugged this 200 pound kayak.
You say 3 ounces on your arms.
The 3 ounces is not going to make a big difference.
It's huge.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand the whole like, you need a 175 centimeter one, not 173 centimeter. It's like
250 if you got a pro angle.
Whatever it is. I'm so unconcerned with it. I don't even know what's a realistic centimeter for a paddle. I just know I have a black one downstairs and I use it to move water on the side of my kayak.
It's funny, like I don't even use paddles anymore. Most of the time we go out. Well, dude, if you have like pedal and 2 motors, like why would you bring a paddle? Like I get there might be that crazy rare scenario, and sometimes I'll throw it in the back of the kayak, but most of the time I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not taking this out there. And I too have the bending branches, like $380 friggin' paddle, because I wanted to support Water Dog up in Whitehall, Michigan, beautiful Whitehall, Michigan. And got my boy Steve, and I was like, all right, I'll buy some paddles because New Canoe like hooked up the kayaks, and we're like, we got to buy stuff from Steve. I can't just come here and take his kayaks,
stuff and leave.
Right. So we bought like a cushion, some Yakutek accessories, paddles, the works, and of course a bunch of Water Dog apparel because you got to do that while you're there.
I also think, and I know that it's a great company and the guy's super nice. I don't need a cushion.
Oh, which company? There's 2 making them now. So we got Kayak Cushion.
Is there? I know Kayak Cushion.
Yakutek.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Yakutek was making them.
Yeah. They've been making one for a while. It's like a different-ish material. It's a little bit lighter than the Kayak Cushion, but I feel like the Kayak Cushion has a little more cushion, hence the name. But the Yakutek one is like much more springy and lighter, but not quite as good for like long runs. I feel like the Kayak Cushion is a little more cush, and it's nice for like bigger dudes like me. So it'll support that booty. I don't know, man. Pros and cons to both, but I get where you're coming from. You don't really need a cushion. It's just I want the nicer lazy boy. I need a little more recline.
I would see. My brain goes like, I have a pretty bony butt. Like, I mean, I'm a pretty small dude, I guess. And like, I don't have a problem with sitting on my, even if they're like the mesh chairs or whatever, it's fine. So I don't know. I've never seen the like, oh my gosh, I get up and like the thing that hurts is my butt. And it's like, no, I'm fine. Like and I stand half time anyway.
Well, that's the thing is if you have a stand-up kayak, it's not as relevant. So like I have 2 cushions just because I have them on my Unlimited, but I don't really care because I stand and I motor around most of the time. But I got them because I wanted to try, the kayak cushion and the yak attack cushion, just see what the difference was. There's a little bit of difference. There's a lot of pros and cons to both, so it's kind of split, and they're also the same freaking price. So
yeah, how much
I mean,
are
if you $60, usually $60 to $70.
Dude, just ratchet strap a hemorrhoid cushion or something to your
I'm
seat
sitting on. Hang on, ready? This is my, my office cushion. Does the cush zone from Amazon?
Zone. There you
that
go.
Thing was $18, folks.
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta send
awesome.
LinkedIn DMs and stuff all freaking day for my job for sales. All right, I'm gonna sit on a cushion if I wanna. I don't care.
That's awesome.
It's comfy. I'm 37. Get out of my face.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, accessories. Did we got into quite a few things in accessories. Would I throw anything else in the ring? I feel like somebody was talking to me about this today in comments. Pliers, like super duper fancy pliers. Like, get Gerber out of my face. Get Sims tools out of my face. Fly fishing's the worst for this, by the way. They're the nippers, which are the worst. They suck.
They're fingernail clippers. Yeah. That
fingernail clippers,
$30.
That's how you tell like a really good fly fisherman from a really bad one. A poser. The poser's out there with his $200 nippers, and then you got a 75-year-old dude who's been doing this for 50 years, and he's got nail clippers. They're rusty. They're trash. And he's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
done. So I feel like high end stuff like that. Companies coming out with like $200 pliers for bass fishing. Like, dude, no. Even if it doesn't handle the salt, I have like the $20 or $30 pair of Cast Kings that I took up to BC, wrecked them, absolutely wrecked them. Brought them home, barkeeper's friend, and just cleaned them up and got all the rust off, the corrosion removed with a toothbrush, and I'll just keep using them. And then if they break, like, I'll get another pair of $20 pliers. I don't really want like $80 pliers.
Mine were like $7 off Temu. I literally got them on Temu.
Did you get the split ring one, the short pair?
Yeah. I guarantee they're the ones you're thinking of. Yeah. They were like $6. And they came with, and then I just slapped a 99-cent retractable keychain basically to it and just keep them at the bottom, and all right, you're good to go.
Yep. I will say cheap retractors drive me nuts. I feel like spending up on a retractor for me is totally worth it. But like, I've had the Amazon ones for a long time, and they work until they explode. Like the little spring coil inside just goes. Yep. Cool. Granted, you can just buy 5 more for the price of a really nice retractor. I get it. I just like nice retractors. All right. But yeah, super expensive tools. Lame. Get them out of here. That said, Harbor Freight is a great option, especially when they got their sales going on. I do have the new Cast King titanium pliers, which I'm guessing are going to be like $70-$80.
They must have bought stock in titanium.
Dude, yeah, we got the MG tie now, right? The
MG
tie reel.
Titanium stonks. Hit the button. Titanium.
Get them all. Exactly. We're gonna test out the MG tie. We'll see. I'm gonna beat it up. But yeah, it's just expensive tools. I don't know. Overrated.
That's fair.
All right. Any other accessories? Over under?
I don't think scales. Very expensive scales, like Bubba scales and stuff, that are $250 for a scale. Well, I've got my like $15. Oh yeah,
they made an affordable one.
The one thing they did do that's kind of cool is like the scales are connectable now, so like you can do a tournament, and like anybody who has a Bubba scale, it will automatically track it, and it takes the place of like a donkey or a what do they call it, Tourney X, or like those type of fish donkey type things. So like they have their own like integrated system where you can run tournaments and stuff. That's kind of cool, but it's not $200 or $250 cool.
Yeah, it's tough. You really got to be into that very specific thing and have like your small group of anglers that love to do that. So
I have my $10 Rapala scale and it works just fine.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of earlier knockoffs, D Hooker dealt with some knockoffs that we broke on the channel. Did you ever use the D Hooker thing that this is Keenan Klein asking? Did you ever use the D Hooker that you guys showed last year? Have I had to? No, luckily not. Do I have one? Yes. It's also chartreuse. It's fantastic. I love it. I think D Hooker makes a really nice product. It is a little bit pricier. It is really well built though. And we've showed the Amazon knockoff one, that's one of those examples where like D Hooker has that patent. Like they've
so
done
then
the patent.
he should be.
He's all over it.
Yeah.
It's just hard to track people down on Amazon, man. You can do anything on Amazon, you guys.
Yeah. Wild
It's
West.
crazy. It is the Wild West. That's what I was gonna say. Like, it is exactly that. You can do anything, sell anything, lie about everything, and daddy money doesn't care. What do we say? Daddy equity. Daddy equity
Daddy
doesn't
equity.
care.
I forgot about that. Daddy equity.
Daddy equity's got to get his bag, dog. You gotta watch out for that.
Oh,
This is what we came up with at the show, you guys, when we bumped into each other.
We had a shirt idea.
Daddy equity's got to step in. He's got to say, I want this BS that's not going to work. I don't care. Sell it all. That's daddy equity.
Say the thing.
Say it's good. Say it's good.
Thing.
It's great.
That's kind of like the scariest part of ICAST is seeing the behind the scenes of that side of things. Like, guys are basically held against their will with a camera in their face and told to say these 4 bullet points that they didn't even know 30 seconds before that.
The tourney guys you're talking about, like the pro anglers,
they have to go up and be like, all right, what am I supposed to say? And they're like, you're supposed to say it has mag force, you're supposed to say it has a new 32 inches per turn and blah blah, and they're like, okay, go. And then they put the camera on and they're like,
and then you can tell they're like monotone, they're like looking off in the distance. You're like, all right, well, cool. And then you get a few of them that have a personality and like do a pretty good job with it. But like,
I feel bad for them because I mean it's their livelihood. They have to do it, but it's just like they're put in the most awkward situation of like, hey, all right, talk about this thing you did not know about 30 seconds before and tell us why it's great.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So it's tough, man. It's tough. While we're moving subjects, Granville J with the super chat earlier. Sorry I missed you, bud, but thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Love you guys and your channel. AAA inspires me. Inspiring? Wow.
Bam, bam. Okay, inspiring.
Cool. We try. Thanks, buddy. Love that. And then I missed these two from Keenan earlier, but how much of the extra Bluetooth pedals? This was the Garmin Force Current he was talking about. So yeah, so it's $29.99, $2,999 base, and that gets you the Magic Wand, the Wii remote they were calling it. Yeah. So you can actually directional yourself. You just point and it goes wherever that direction is, which is really cool. And then you can get the pedals extra at $700 more, so $36.99 total for that.
I just want to stand on the front of my kayak and point it forward with like my leg raised and have the Pirates of the Caribbean music behind me. It's like dun 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 dun.
I love that. Also, I definitely just treat it as a magic wand, and I'm like Accio fish. I'm like, take me that way. Take me that way. It is a lot of fun. The pedals are way better though. I would go pedals full time. Oh yeah. Like, so if I'm gonna spend $3,000 on the motor, you better believe I'm gonna spend $700 more like on the foot pedals.
The programmable little buttons you can hit with your big toe, where it's like drop away point, heading hold, spot lock, or not spot lock. So cool. What's Garmin's called? Spot lock is Minn Kota. What's
spot lock is Motor Guide.
Oh no, spot lock is Motor Guide. What's Garmin's is
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss it. But they have their own version of it. Yeah.
Everybody has their own. Yak Attack told us theirs, and it was wild. It was like it was like 6 words. I don't know. I don't know that they've published it yet, but I was like, you guys need to shorten that. Your spot lock name is way too long. It was very scientific.
Did they change the name of that motor mid?
Yes.
ICAST? Okay, because I swear I was like, am I losing my mind? When I first saw it, I thought it was called like the Flux Drive or something, and then I went back to that and it was called like the Yak Drive. I was like, oh, that has changed.
That's exactly what happened, and that was because there's a company called Flux Jet who had their name already trademarked. And then Yak Attack came up with this device. So FluxJet, obviously they trademarked the name because it's their brand. Like that's who they are. So that would be a whole mess. And Yak Attack was putting out a co-branded motor with Haibo from China, and they just wanted to put a name on it. So they put the Flux Drive on it, which probably passed really well in the internal team, but externally they had no idea there was this other company coming in.
Got it.
And I don't know how they would have known that. It was just like a crazy happenstance. But they changed the name overnight. They like bought a Cricut, printed a new decal, put the new decal on. Right. What a nightmare that would have been. So I feel for my boys over there. I'm like, dude, that's rough. That is rough.
Anchor Lock. That's what it's called. Thank you, people. Anchor Lock is the Garmin version. Yeah.
Which is a good short name. Good job, Garmin, right? Other companies pay attention. Yak Attack, shorten the name, please.
Did you see that? Did you see that other kayak motor company that was there out of China?
No. Which one?
It was called what was it called? I'm gonna have to look it up. Hisense or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll look it up here in a second. But it was they were on. So when you walked in, they were kind
You
of
mean
in the back.
Haswing?
Hoswing. That's what it was. Hoswing.
Haswing. Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
around for a long time. Yeah, they
Yeah.
make a pretty affordable.
Yeah, they've got
bow
that
mount.
really bare bones version one that's like
Mhm.
it's just 5 speeds forward and backward, and it was $499 to slot
Yep.
right in a Mirage drive.
Yep. Yeah,
I was like, that's kind of slick.
they've been making stuff like that for a long time. I'll be honest, I have not been impressed with their motors. Some people are.
Okay.
Like I finally got a chance to use one all day, 2 days. We played around with one when we were in Tampa Bay fishing with Sup Customs.
Okay.
And it just was not that impressive.
Did you
And
play with the one that looks like the Yak drive, like that version where it's got like the spot lock and it goes into, or just the small one?
Just the normal bow mount. So like it's
okay, not the
yes,
slot in one.
no, it's the one that you'll typically see
Got it.
people who want to save a bit of money like put on the bow of whatever kayak, right? Like you can mount it like you would a motor guide or Minn Kota.
Got it.
Cool idea, and glad that there's a more affordable option. Having used Minn Kota and motor guide, it's no contest. Like it's not close. So you will save money though. So it creates an accessibility option for somebody who just wants to get into motors, and for that, thumbs up. But that Autoboat, a few other things, like I feel like they make it more accessible. But if you've ever tried the premium stuff, there is a gap. Like there's no denying that gap in performance. But I'm glad they exist so people can have a motor if they don't have all that change or want to spend that money, So I get it. Totally get where you guys come from. And real quick, before we go to the next overrated, we got Army Outdoors 88N. What's up, my dude? Member for 52 months with us. Gosh, dang. Great relationship. What up, fellas? Leaving California next Saturday. I literally have both Bubba scales. Nice. You would. I love it. I like the feature logging and mapping both trips and catch locations. What's your fall fishing goals? Don't you talk to me about fall right now. I still haven't had a great frog day, man.
I can't wait for fall. Get me to fall.
It's great, but I also want to just go out on a hot day and smack them with some frogs. I still haven't had a chance to do that. We've been all over the place. But yeah, what I hear you. What's your fall fishing goal, Andrew?
I want to have a 100-inch day.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think I can do it.
Yeah.
It'll be close. A 100-inch river day.
Okay, so best 5 smallies on the river. I like it.
There's a magic like 2 weeks where there's a certain bite that it's doable. Like it's the time where like I used to save up days off to like take off during the rut and stuff for hunting, and now the past like 2 years I've saved up days off to take during this like week or 2 week window when we've got this things figured out. Yeah. So I don't know. I would love to see that. I think the highest we've got is like mid to upper 90s, but I think it's doable. So that it's tough, but that's my goal.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I would love that to be my goal as well. Like I used to live in the River Mecca area, or southeastern Grand Rapids. That's where like the 3 main rivers intersect. We have the Flat River, Trophy Smallmouth, Grand River, Trophy Smallmouth, Thornapple River, and Trophy Smallmouth. And they all like intersect at a point, and you can go there and you get insane species. So I was spoiled by that. Now I have to travel an hour to go to like an okay river section. So it's just not the same. But yeah, I would say we haven't had a chance to even really like target big fish. So fall fishing goal would probably be like, I would love to PB my smallmouth. So on the river, that would be, I need to break 20. And then on the lake, if we went to St. Clair, which is also like an option, I'd love to catch like, obviously I'd love to have a 6-pound smallmouth, but my current PB is like just shy of 5. So like, I just want to break 5 first.
Yeah. That's what mine is too. Mine's right here. Mine's like just at 5.
No, like a 4.99, like, right. Like, was it 5 by a hair?
Bam, bam, bam.
There you go.
Bam, bam.
You mean you didn't just throw your like drop shot into its mouth and like?
That was my first 21-inch smallmouth.
That's sick. I love it. Gosh dang. So big smallmouth dreams from us, you guys. Let us know your fall fishing goals. Love to see that in chat as well. Dave Raleigh just got a new musky rod. So getting after some
Ooh,
muskie.
let's go. Oh, hold
That's
on.
pretty
Here you
sweet.
go.
Got to get lures for it. You got the cheap part, the rod. Now
You
you
need
got
some
to
musky lures?
buy
We got
all
you.
this stuff.
Let's go. That's sadly like $150 right there.
Exactly. They're so cool though, but you grab your
know.
Medusa for like $40.
Yep, mini deuces, bam, bam, shallow deusa, red October tubes. Gotta have it all.
They're just
Swimming
freaking
dogs.
cool.
Yeah,
I love
but it's a
musky
problem.
lures.
You spend so much money on lures.
Oh
my
yeah.
God.
Well, same as
And then you just
swim
end
bait,
up
guys.
catching whatever you catch them. You catch them on a homemade bucktail. It's like I don't know
Medusa
why I
didn't
spend all this
work.
money. Yeah,
Go with this thing.
yeah.
That's how it goes. All right. Let's rapid fire some overrated because I want to save some time for underrated here. So let's go to rods. Overrated rod.
Arc, in my opinion, is overrated
The
in general
whole line.
across
Everything.
the board for rods.
Okay.
Reels is different. Rods, I've never really
Sure.
been impressed with a lot of arc rods. I would say if you want to go with someone like a bigger name, I think once you get into like Poison Adrena and Poison Ultima of Shimano, I think those are overrated for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're going Shimano, like the X Pride B might be the best rod out, period, right now at the price point. Like dollar for dollar, I think the X Pride B is awesome. But I think once you get above that, you're starting to get into a little ridiculousness. But
they bejeweled it, they bedazzled it. Yeah,
those would be mine. I also think, I know we talked about it, I think before we started recording, but I think some of the legacy offerings from St. Croix aren't as competitive as they used to be. So like the Mojo series and stuff like that, I don't think is the Mojo series of old. Like when I first started fishing, a Mojo from St. Croix was an awesome rod at the price point. And now there's so much competition that I think that name still carries a lot of weight. So I think people still put it up in that echelon, but I think a lot of rods in that price point have surpassed them. So I think there's a couple that are a little overrated.
I think those are good calls. I would say Abu Garcia in general.
Are they overrated?
I feel like a lot of people like them. I feel like Pure Fishing gets hyped up still quite a bit.
I feel like Abu Garcia is like if you're over the age of 60.
Really? Because I mean, their whole Revo lineup certainly targets
I do not like the Revos.
Modern audience. That's what I'm saying. Like
the Revo Rocket or whatever it is. It's like it's a 15-to-1 gear ratio. You're like, all right, I don't need that.
I have one. It's completely
very fast. Yeah.
So I would say that there's Xenon.
That's a good one.
Xenon line $500, and it had
was very overrated.
Regular magnetic braking system. I was like, what are we?
They just need an identity. Period. Abu Garcia is in an identity crisis, and you can just go buy like Bass Pro Shops stuff.
Yeah. No, thank you. I would say Abu. To an extent, this might make people mad too, but lose. I think we talk about that a lot on this channel. It's like there are some legacy off the LFS, fantastic, right? But then you come out with Paramag, and I'm like, there's so many other options like this. This year they tried to drop that price point and still give you the Paramag, which like, okay, let's make it more accessible. Now I might actually try it. But I just feel like a lot of their rod lineups, the Smash, the Crush, like there's so many better combos.
Yeah, the rods particularly. I think they tried to do some cool stuff on the reel side this year because I like when a company is saying, all right, let's pay attention to the budget angler. And they were one of the two. I think them and Daiwa did a pretty good job this year of saying, okay, we understand that not everybody is in the market for a $250 reel. Let's put some new stuff out for the 100-ish dollar crowd. And so I respect that for sure. The one thing it is kind of is weird about Lose is like, I think I talked about it in the episode I dropped where it's like the KVD stuff is just a speed spool. Like it's the same reel. It's the same spool with a different color on the outside, basically. So it's like some of that stuff is a little weird. And I think sometimes that stuff might irk me a little bit because people who don't know any better just see, a name that they recognize or something, and they think it's a great reel. And it's like, and then if you do your research, like, there's really not. Now, the one thing I will say is they didn't jack up the price. It's the same price. So I guess you're not really getting ripped off or anything. It's just, do you want a red reel or do you want a gray reel?
Yeah. I'm sure KVD had something to do about that. That's cool. All right. So that's rods. And we kind of cover reels there too. We comboed it. Any like other reels specific companies that you would say are overrated?
No, I mean, there's ones I don't like for sure. Like I don't like the 7 reels
Yeah, neither do
from
we.
St. Croix. I think
Which
they're
like I want to try some St. Croix stuff because I know a lot of people do like St. Croix. So we'll get into it.
rods,
We'll try
yes.
that. Yeah.
Reels. Yeah.
The
So
7
I
spinning Paul used all the whole trip in BC and he hated it.
yeah,
4
it's
days straight.
and I get why some of them do it. I'm sure they get
Mhm.
pressure from retailers that say your rods sell really good. We need to be able to sell
Just
combos.
give me a real line. Yeah.
That's what Dobbins did. I mean, Gary will tell you he was getting pressure from retailers to say, "Hey, we need to be able
Yep.
to sell combos." And he's like, "All right, fine. Here's some reels." So, yeah, I think some of that
Yeah.
stuff kind of comes into play sometimes. But other than that, no. I mean, I'm a pretty simple creature when it comes to reels. I'm a Daiwa and Shimano guy most of the time, just because I feel like you're going to pay for quality, but you're going to get
Yeah.
quality where they're one of the few people that have their own factories and can make something actually different versus just getting your normal doyo stuff and putting together something that looks a little different than somebody else.
Yeah, well, there's the big 3, right? So you got Daiwa, you got Shimano, you got Kayak. These are the only ones that have their own factory that
Yeah.
are doing their own thing. So they're the only ones that are going to like have nice, true, unique innovations. So
Yeah. Yeah. My hat's off to Cask King. Cask King is
out
trying,
of
I think, and pushing in the right
nowhere, dude.
direction. I think
Yeah,
I'm not going to root against somebody for trying to do what we always complain we wish more people would do, which is
right.
try and do something different
Mhm.
and, have your own factory and make things that are unique. And I'm not going to poo poo on that for sure. Now, when you're doing that, like anything else, the price point is going to reflect that. So a lot of their reels they're coming out with that are the true ones they're making themselves in their own factory are at a pretty high price
2 to
point. But again, time will
300.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll come down over time.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't understand the unnecessary Cast King hate at this point. I think a lot of people are still stuck from 2, 3, 4 years ago where they were crap.
Yeah.
Now they're getting better. So
Yep.
we should acknowledge that.
See, you guys, what have we been saying? Exactly. Andrew agrees. So there. We get that all the time in the comments.
Yeah.
It's like,
Now that being said, they're not one of my top 2 or 3 at the moment, but they're
sure.
climbing.
Yeah.
They're heading. There's a lot of companies that are on this trajectory. It seems like Cast King is at least on this trajectory. So
They're making some room for Kayak to bump up. That's what'll happen. Yeah, exactly. Quick shout out to Stinky River Tom with the super chat for $10. Thank you so much, my friend. Just picked up some 132 to 1/8 ounce marabou jigs to toss on the old ultralight for the smallies. Horrible idea? Absolutely not. It's a great idea. Mama said I ate paint chips as a child, so who knows? Well, I don't know about the second part of your question, but I agree with the first part. I think absolutely it's a great idea. Absolutely do that.
Ultralight and smallies is awesome. For anything.
Yeah, you'll have a blast with that, dude. Hair jigs are awesome pretty much all year round, but a lot of time in the spring and the fall is when they really start banging. So something that I got to step my game up on because I know they hammer. I just never grab it.
I'm guilty of it too. Same.
I'm like,
it's like
this works.
Yeah.
Don't use it.
it's in the camp of like inline spinners and stuff like that, where it's just like, it works, but for some reason you either don't or you're too proud to throw them or you're like, all right, I probably should.
Happens all the time. And then you get absolutely destroyed by someone's grandpa over here who has a Mets and just catches everything in the gosh dang river. And you're like,
Mets Black Fury. Watch out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Fury comes out. You're done. It's over. Good stuff. All right. So we did reels, we did rods. Let's go to baits. What's a overrated bait lure this year?
Fuzz.
In
general. Fuzz.
You didn't buy into the hype. Did you fish fuzzy baits? You done that much?
I have. I mean, I just don't.
You're just like, I could do this 5 other ways that I enjoy more.
So I guess there's a difference. I guess fuzzy like dice baits, I think are overhyped. I think there might be some room for like, if I take like the fuzzy TRD and I trim a lot of that fuzz off, and then you start to get like a Helgramite profile out of it or something. Sure. Okay, I get that. I understand that for sure. And but I think the dice baits, it's just one of those things like smallmouth will eat anything off a drop shot.
Exactly.
So, all right, here you go. We're just proving that. Like you can throw a Twizzler on a drop shot. I'm sure you can find a YouTube video of someone fishing circus peanuts on a drop shot and catching smallies on a drop shot. Yeah. So I don't get super impressed when someone comes out with a new smallmouth drop shot bait because you could do a lot there. So I think it's a little overrated. I think you know, skirts have not been anything new. I think that's
Right.
why we've had jigs forever, right? I don't think
Yeah.
that's a novel idea. Um, I don't know. Other overrated lures. I would say, I mean, it's easy to say like straight tail minnows and stuff right now. They're obviously
Because
having a
there's a
moment for the past
trillion.
2.5 years. Yeah.
They're back,
Um,
baby. It's a
yeah.
cycle.
And most of those things, like, I mean, everybody is all about the rolling stuff now. So like, oh, look at
Yeah.
this, you know, when
Strolling.
I twitch
Yeah.
it, it'll stroll and it'll roll. Most of those baits will do that if you do it right. So
Yeah.
it's not if you see somebody with a cool underwater video of their bait, you know, rolling and
It's
doing
got
that, most of them
wings.
will if you have the right
Yeah.
head and hardware and stuff on it, it'll happen. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Those are a few. I know those are lame answers because that's what everybody's going to say, but I think both of those dice baits and straight tail
Yeah.
minnows are probably your most overrated at the moment.
Yeah. I will say fuzz was abundant at ICAST, but I'll also say I don't drop shot those baits. I have a lot of fun just if you have to, you throw a nail weight into it, and I'll put them on a circle hook and just twitch them. And
You're
I
kind of
find that
Nico rigging them, sort of. Yeah.
yeah, it's like a mid water column Nico rig. Like that's fun to me. I mean, you can fish it off the top, you can fish it off the bottom, but I tend to like let it sink just a little bit and just twitch. I had a lot of fun with the G Crack Q bomb.
Yeah.
Great. Also, is so damn expensive. And then when you like I lose a Q bomb, like there goes $4 every free time. It's like I could catch 20 fish for goes, and I burned, you know, it's not as bad. So here there, like I do like, I'm intrigued a bit more. All right, what else though? Overrated for me. I don't know. Oh, I went out. Am I gone?
You're back now. You were
Am I back now?
you were robo tripping there for a minute or so.
Somebody
We
has to
got you
replace
back.
Paul when Paul's not here. It was actually me on the technology side. I'm sorry, you guys. I was roboting. Well, tell me if I robot. Somebody private chat me, Andrew or Chaz. I think Chaz hit me up in the chat, and that's when I realized I was screwed. Anyways,
someone hit you with a good one here. What are your thoughts on the K rig from KGB?
Why are we doing this? No, I think it's kind of cool. I'm a little bit like, have we gone too far every time I see that thing? Also, it's interestingly enough, it's like $80, I think.
Yeah.
It was like $80, which is less than the cost of 3 KGBs. However, right, you don't have 3 functional KGBs. They have to operate together. So cool, but also like maybe a little over the top. I don't know. I'd have to fish it, and if I destroyed on it, I'd change my opinion instantly. So.
Yeah. So I know Kevin really well. Super nice guy, and I got the chance to kind of like pick his brain a little bit on it off, like not recording, not anything, just like seriously tell me what's going on with this. And some of the stuff that he said that they're not allowed to say yet, but should come out about that soon might make a little bit more sense. So after talking with him, I was like, okay, I'm really glad I didn't just poo-poo this right off the bat, because I should have known you guys were probably knew what you were doing a little bit more than that. But yeah, it's I can't say too. It will do more than what they have been able to say to this point.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. There should be coming out about it. That's why, like, I wanted to know your thought on it. I think as it sits, it's interesting. I think it might be a little overkill for sure. You're also going to need a pretty heavy rod to lob that thing out.
7.2 ounces. I think.
Yeah, that's a big
giant bait.
Yeah, I mean, you think of like your big resin, glide baits, and you're looking at 2-3 ounces. So you're, over twice that. It's like you're going to need a pretty beefy rod on that.
So apparently it was 129 or 149. So a little less. It is 3 swim baits in one, but you also have to fish all 3 at one time. I don't know. If you guys watch the videos that do exist about it right now, the action on it kind of freaking insane. So
it looked best on a straight retrieve, I thought, because they kind of play off each other and they sort of do that little S where they're all doing 3 different things. That was why when I saw that first video, I was like, honestly, I probably like it better just on a straight, like a burn retrieve. Yeah,
bring it back, man. Yeah, I don't know. Remains to be seen.
Weird.
If I
Yeah.
if I haven't tested on
Interesting.
the water, I can't really say overrated because I haven't
I don't know
used
if I
it.
have a rod that can throw it.
I do
I
not.
have to break
I've
my
thought I
musky
did.
rod out. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have I had an EVX from Akuma that was like up to 10 ounces, I think. So that would have been the one. I sold it. I don't have it.
Yeah.
I have an SBX from them that is up to 6 ounces. So it's not quite big enough. You could probably
Dude,
do it.
that was probably the biggest trend I saw at ICAST this year was like the ABS glide bait palooza.
Yeah.
It was ABS glide bait city. Everybody came out with plastic glides.
Yeah. So the Gravitron, you got the
Yeah.
new KGB stuff. You got the Strike
Gator Hog.
King. Yep. Yep.
You
And
had the G-Rat Sneaky Pete with
G-Rat.
Steve
Yeah.
Kennedy. You had the new size of the Trick Shad from Buka. You
The
had
big one,
they
8-inch. Yeah.
yeah. Gamakatsu brought over some laughing 127 from Japan that they're going to start selling over here
Oh,
that was
for
a
real?
plastic glide. There was like 2 or 3 more too, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah, the Shimano Gravitron was one for sure.
Yep.
There was
Yep.
a ton of plastic glides.
Yeah.
Oh, the American Bait Works. What's the company that came out with? Cinch? Those like overly aggressive carved plastic baits that was like from
Oh,
it would have been in the same booth as like Halo rods and Bait
yep.
Fuel
Yep.
and Net Baits. You know what I'm talking about? They
Yep.
came out with their own in-house brand of glides called Cinch, and they were like over the top looking, weird looking glide baits.
Yeah, those were like hundreds of dollars. So those were the guy that designs those, he like designs every single mold individually, and then like he signs everything and he does all the painting and everything. The guy's like crazy talented, but he's a decoy guy. So the
Oh,
reason those exist is somebody basically said your decoys are so good. Like he wins competitions every year for his decoys, like fish decoys, you guys. So we're talking like
yeah.
imagine a glide bait without hooks on it. Instead, it has wings and it just kind of like hovers in the water and it tracks like pike, and then you spear them. So he's like one of the best decoy artists like on the planet, and they're like put trebles on that, so he added trebles to them, and now he sells them. They're nuts. Yeah, and then their marketing play this year though, I didn't love. They
Oh, I know of
staged,
making what's his name, Steal One.
yeah, from Uncle Larry
Yeah.
Outdoors, like steal one.
Yeah, it's so
That
silly.
that wasn't a great move.
No.
The glides are really cool, but
Yeah.
why'd we do
Bad,
that? I don't
bad
know.
look. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
bad
dumb.
marketing, overrated. All right, moving on. ICAST winners. So best of category. Anything overrated from ICAST that won an award?
So what you had the claptail, you had the Daiwa reel that won. What was that? The ballistic? I'm not a
The
ballistic
Ballistic
guy.
MQ
Yeah, I'm not a
LT.
ballistic guy.
Yeah,
They strike me as like almost like an inshore reel more than anything. Like I know they're like mag sealed or whatever, so you can probably use them in salt water. No
yeah.
one, I can't remember if I've ever asked anybody what's your favorite spinning reel and they say a ballistic MQ or a ballistic period. Like I don't think that's really up there. I would say at that price, I'm gonna go buy a Vanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like
So I think that's a little overrated. But then on the flip side, they won best rod and they deserve to win best rod. That cork Tatula is
the new
awesome.
Tatula, it's
Yeah.
$180. They
150.
had to, well, it's supposed to be 150. The price on Tackle Warehouse right now is $180.
Oh, so they jacked it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daiwa increases are coming across the board if you didn't know. So are Shimano.
Yep. There's our tariffs. So yeah, so that was just a bump. Maybe they didn't expect it at first, but yeah, now it is that. I was trying to go back and pull it up. So we had like winners from ICAST were like the Flux Jet Kayak, which is amazing. Everybody
Worth it.
I
Yeah.
was like, they're talking to those guys behind the scenes because we're trying to get it into one. And they might even like fly us out to test
Jason.
them out. But
You talked to Jason.
yeah, Jason. Yeah, like
super
he
nice
is
guy.
flooded. Dude had to
Yeah.
take like 2 weeks off of phone to not die, and Adam is running it right now, which is nuts. So we had the Hummingbird Explorer, the Quantum
Worth it.
Combo.
The Explorer should have won electronics for sure.
Yeah. So it's an insane upgrade.
Waypoint management's
too.
way better. It's
Yep.
cleaner, way more user friendly. They did a good job with that.
You got Mega Live too in there.
Yep.
So yeah, they're doing some stuff. We got the Quantum Merit Combo. It's like
combos are always
cool.
like the worst category there because it's all like kids
Yeah.
combos or stuff that no
Yeah.
one's actually going to buy.
Yeah. Fitzgerald won best saltwater rod.
I'm not a big Fitzgerald guy.
I've never used one, so I have no idea. The best freshwater was the Tatula. Well deserved.
Yep.
Ballistic MQ, overrated.
Z-Man won for the swag.
They have a system now, my guy. Like every year for the rest of time, they're gonna win best swim bait, and it's gonna be whatever category, but they're gonna win like best soft plastic swim bait, and it's always a line through. Like they've last 3 years. That's a sweep. Sweep.
Yeah.
What the heck? It's crazy. So yeah, they're crushing it there. We had a Quantum Cabo, which is a saltwater reel spinning with a claptail. Claptail sound is insane.
It's a musky
can't wait
sound.
to try one.
It's have you ever used a musky flap tail, like the big musky lures that have like they almost look like a torpedo? It's a topwater, and then it's got like a clinging sort of chime behind it. That's where the sound came from. Yeah,
that's
awesome.
It's nuts. Then we got the Swag LT from Z-Man. We got the Rapala Countdown Magnum Elite, which has a metal bill. That's very meh. The Z-Man Prawn Stars. Is it? No. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Saltwater hard lure. Yeah, you're right.
And the Prawn Stars.
Yeah, we have the Z-Man Prawn Stars. If I was a salt guy, I would know more about that. I have no idea. You can paint your own jerkbait won an award, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Best kids tackle was Paint on Me, the Create a Lure, which I've done with my kids. I don't know if anybody's done Create a Lure with their kids. It's actually kind of fun. And then you go out and you catch fish on it, and the kids love it. So I'm kind of here for that. Yeah, I'll just agree with you on the I will agree with you, not disagree with you. I will agree with you on the Ballistic MQ. I think overrated. Sticky River Tom with a this is another super chat. What are you doing, my guy? Just throwing this around? You might start saving up for a Garmin motor. I am a Daiwa fanboy, but 9 months to get a piece that sounds that should cost 25 cents. So a particular part for that. Finally have my Tranks cast cap. Shimano?
So wait, I'm so confused.
Wait.
You got a Shimano Tranks cast cap from Daiwa? That's why it. You had to wait 9 months, my guy. They had to go to a whole different company to get your cap.
Tom, we figured it out. Tom, the boys at Daiwa were like, "What are you talking about?"
He said he corrected himself. He said, "I'm a Shimano fanboy, not a Daiwa fanboy." So that makes sense. Okay, there we go.
Now we're tracking. At first, we were very confused, but no, that is a pain in the butt, man. I get it. Yeah. I've had to buy real parts, OEM parts. It sucks. Nobody's crushing that.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I think the only time. So I've done it for Abu. I've done it for Shimano. I've done it for Daiwa. I have done it for casking. Actually, casking was the easiest one. But I don't know if that's just because they sent us the reel, and I was like, "Hey, bro,
got a little bit of an in,
Not gonna say that's the case. We try, like, we'll use phony emails sometimes, and we'll try to like go through customer service. In that circumstance, we did not. So I don't know. Take with that what you will. All right, so I think we covered all of that. So let's go to underrated. So we're gonna flip the show now. Let's go underrated. What is in your opinion, underrated kayak?
I still think at the moment I would say Crescent for sure, and then I would say Crescent is and Crescent's having a moment, the past year or two too. So I think they're getting to where they should be, in terms of recognition. But I just think they've done a great job. I think it's hard to find these kayak companies that actually go out and say we need a real angler to come pick this thing apart and fix the stuff. And that's what I liked about Jason over at FlexJet too. He was like, hey, I basically ask a billion anglers what, pisses you off about the kayaks that you're currently in, and let me try and fix them. Like that type of stuff. And that's what Crescent did too with Drew and with a couple people they work with. And I have that surely now. And you can tell that someone who actually fished designed that hull and designed the little, intricate pieces to it and the recess pieces and here's, kind of like hidden Easter eggs you didn't even know. Oh, did you know that this little piece is actually for line cutters and this little piece is for this? It's like, it's cool. So I think they did a really good job with the Shoaly and the Smalley and everything they're doing on that side of things. I've still thought for a long time that Feel Free was one of those brands that for people that need a certain thing, they're pretty nice kayaks. Like for the The Lure 10, which when I had it was like a $999 kayak. I'm sure it's more than that now. But
Yeah.
if you're looking for like if you're a stability guy and you want a stable but still maneuverable, either car topping or you're going by yourself and you're loading and loading out your kayak, those kayaks are incredibly stable. It has the most comfortable seat that I've ever seen stock on a kayak. That seat that raises and lowers and has the full padding and everything on it. Like
Yeah.
by far the most comfortable kayak I've ever sat in. And I think they just don't get talked about like almost ever now.
Yeah.
And I think there's still a viable option out there. Now, are they the fastest? No, they're pretty slow. They don't,
Mhm.
they're not very maneuverable if you're trying to paddle them. They don't really have a good, pedal drive system or anything. But if you're looking for just like a small lake or big pond kayak, like my dad has one, and he
Mhm.
threw like just a cheap trolling motor through the center console because they've got that pod system that you can kind of
Yep.
mod out and put something in the center, and it's great for him. And so like I
Yeah.
think that's a brand that still gets a little slept on. There's a lot more out there now, but price point, bang for your buck for certain people, I think they're kind of slept on too.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I honestly have never tried a feel free ever. Like never. I've
I had
never
one for
been
2
able.
years. I really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to try it. Like
Yeah.
we are going to try to test every kayak that exists. That's kind of the purpose of the show here. So yeah, eventually we'll get into one. So I mean, sure, I
Yeah.
will absolutely give them the benefit of the doubt till I test it. I saw something. This was interesting. Keenan said, "I think the jet drive is the most underrated." I wasn't going to say that because I don't think it's underrated. I think it got hyped
Yeah,
to
they
heck.
blew it up, and rightfully so. They should
Yeah.
have. But talking to Jason on like the first day before they
Yeah.
won anything, and he was just like, I mean, we've already had really good response, and like I was just expecting a couple people to like walk by and be like, oh, that's
People are
weird, or
going
that's not going to
nuts.
work.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had no idea that this was going to blow up like it did. So it's a cool
Booth was
idea.
nonstop. They won
Yeah,
best of the entire show. Kayaks
and
don't
didn't
win
buy
that.
it.
And yeah, exactly. That is exactly it, right? It was not pay to play for them. They just showed up. Yak Attack didn't even know they were there. They had to change the name of their motor because of that. So, like, no, it's such a sleeper. Nobody knew it was coming, and it's interesting because Jason was out here calling everybody. He didn't want to make a kayak.
Yeah.
He wanted to put a jet
Oh yeah.
motor on somebody else's kayak, and
Yeah.
nobody
Basically
wanted to play
licensed it.
this game. So I'm
Yeah.
pointing fingers at you, kayak industry. Who said no to this, and at what company? And I want your phone number, and we
Everybody.
need to talk. Like
Everybody
every
did.
Old Town's like, nah, that's a dumb idea. Like, what are we doing? You had such a great opportunity. That would be insane. But yeah, so they're doing this on their own. No, they're not underrated. They are now perfectly rated. Like they're, I can't wait to test that thing out. It's gonna be awesome.
I like the
Um,
underdog. I'm happy for him.
yeah, exactly. Like the fact that they can win at ICAST, which is really freaking hard to do, you guys, unless you
I
have
just need to see the power on this thing. That's all I
yeah,
want to see. I want to see it in a true fast water river scenario, and can it
yep,
keep up with like a 180 or a 300 currently? Like if it
yep,
can, it's sick. If not, or because you're gonna have to use different batteries. It goes all the way up to a 60 volt. So like if I need a 60 volt or a 48 volt to get the speed that I need, then it's not realistic
yep,
yet. But
yep,
I can't wait for someone to actually get one and put it through like a current situation and let me know, because if
yeah.
it works, it's gonna be sick.
We're gonna find out, man. Like I'm really excited to see how that holds up. They got a lot of pressure now because they were
Yeah.
supposed to be at the on the water day, but they had the one kayak that was usable because they're like not ready yet. They're
Yeah.
almost there, but they didn't want to like bring something that didn't operate. So their best model they could bring got hung up at the airport in cargo.
Mhm. On,
Um,
Spirit Freight.
yeah. It
Good old
actually
Spirit
showed
Freight.
up at like noon on the water day, which ends
Yeah,
at 1 o'clock, and it was raining. It was
yeah.
downpouring, so nobody wanted to go out, and they decided to just pass. So nobody got to test that one. Otherwise, we would have. It would have been really cool. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I would say underrated. Crescent's a good call, for sure. I would say to an extent. I've said this before. Native is largely slept on nowadays. The Slayer, the Titan used to be huge
Yeah.
back in the day. Then they took a big old nappy nap and like nobody cared about them when like Hobie Pro Angler started getting huge and all that other stuff. And then they came back out with the Titan X. And I feel like that was the most underwhelming launch of a kayak that I was so hyped about that I've seen in a
Yeah.
long time. I was like, I saw it at ICAST that year. It was 21. And I was like, this is amazing. I can't wait for this thing to come out. Or maybe 23. probably 23. I was like, this is going to be amazing. And then like, I felt like nobody talked about it, and they just had Greg Blanchard using it. And that was it.
Yeah.
Like Greg rigged that thing up awesome and made really cool videos. And nobody was like, I want that. They were just like, cool, bye. So, and I never saw those on the water. I had one for a year and a half. I'd go anywhere. Never saw a Titan X. The only time I saw it was one time at Water Dog Outfitters at Kayak Adventure Series. There was like one other dude that had a Titan X. And I was like, let's go, brother. And that was it. I've never seen it since. So, brother. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my RIP. That's my opinion on that. All right, let's go to accessories. Underrated accessories.
You talking kayaks or just in general?
In general, tools,
kayaks. On the kayak side, I think the best accessory that I ever bought and will never not have one again is a donkey leash.
Yeah,
I think I mean, you're like us, and I like to take pictures. I like to document things after I catch something. I don't like to like film while I'm fishing, but if I catch something worth documenting, I want to remember that, and that lets you have that actual live well scenario. It's even better for the fish because it's back in the normal water. You're not hurting it. You're basically putting like a little, cold tag or something on it, like a clip-on cold tag, and it cannot get off, and it can stay upright, and it's in the water, in the normal thing, good to go, and you can get your camera ready or do whatever you need to do or get your bump board ready, and then you keep that fish healthier, like never having to worry about keeping a fish in the net. You know how that is. You put it in the net, you're trying to hold the net down with your leg while it's, flopping around down there. You're trying to get stuff set. I love, for whatever it is, $16 for how much a donkey leash costs. Like, it's one of the most simple accessories that I think everybody should have. Yeah.
On Amazon right now, you guys get you one if you want to take cool pictures and not kill your fish and look like a doofus in a video. It's never a good look when you do the fish release and then it just goes. Well, I guess I have to cut this part.
Yes, you had that out for 17 minutes trying to take that picture, huh, guy?
Talking about it. Go show your friends. Come on back. Not so good.
That I would say boomerang clippers, I think, are like the best little snips ever still for whatever they are, $12 or however much they are.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about? The little
I know what you're talking about.
Boomerang things.
We talk trash about boomerang.
I love them. I love mine.
But it's because they're zinger and because the stips always get stuck. Well, you get the boomerang on a zinger sometimes. I mean, usually that's what I grab. I thought they were always on a zinger.
What's
a retractor? Sorry, a zinger is a retractor.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're speaking different Midwest dialects right now.
Got it. Okay. A zinger.
The dialects are crossing.
I've never heard that
Nobody
before.
calls it a zinger.
That's a zinger's like a joke or something like it. Got him. Like that's a zinger.
Also, Chad back me up. Chad back me up.
All right. Is this like when you call like a water fountain a bubbler or something? Is this like a northern thing?
I would never do that. First of all, I've never heard that before. Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about. But yes, it's kind of like that. Soda pop versus.
Okay, they're retractable things sucks.
It's horrible.
It's
why
awful.
we hit it. But also, I feel like the scissors get stuck a lot, but also my line cutters do from time to time too.
Yeah, everything probably.
Which was gonna be mine. Like I wear that thing on my hat all the time. People still ask me, "What is that thing?" And it's the line cutters multi-tool with the clip.
I've never owned a line cutters. Can you get close enough to the knot to not have a tag in?
Here's the interesting thing. I don't use that ever, and I have a line cutters. I only like them because it's the most compact little snip that actually works for prolonged periods of time that I've ever used. So I just like it for that. But yeah, I'm with you. Paul will say he can get there. I don't know how he does it, but it's very tough to get to the actual knot. So then you end up with all your lures having just a little knot tie, and like you cut the line off ahead of it. I never enjoyed that. It is kind of nice, like their little desk mount one that they have, because then as you're like tying up an FG knot or something, you just pop it through there. So that's kind of cool. But I mostly just use the snips on that.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. But I love that. I think it's underrated. I don't see enough people using them. So that's cool. I would also say like a completely underrated tool in general that shouldn't be underrated at all is a dive knife. And nobody, like the clip on your PFD vest knife, like the co-pilot from NRS. Yeah. I use that thing for not its intended purposes, but all the freaking time I've used that nonstop, and it's just like pops right off, clips back in. It's super easy. It's dull on the tip, so you don't stab yourself in the jugular. But it also like is a screwdriver, is a saw, is a like little wedge, something I can use to like just adjust things all over the place. I think it's very valuable, and for river fishermen, it's like a requirement safety wise, because if you drop an anchor and it gets stuck and you're in current,
Been there.
cut that line, right?
Yeah.
Fastest way to do it is this, not find my pliers and line it up and then cut. But an anchor line, like you're not cutting that with your pliers or your snips or your braid scissors even. So you really need that knife. So I would love to see more people using it. I think it's really cool. That's one of the most asked questions we have in chat, I swear. Like it's, what is that thing on your PFD? Where did you get that thing on your PFD? What kind of knife is that? I have answered that question 155 times last week. So there you go. NRS Copilot knife. I think it's awesome. Definitely underrated.
Another thing that I actually spent a bunch of money on after my buddy had one, and I, probably never thought I would have, was an expensive headlamp. Ooh. I got a nice headlamp, a Phoenix headlamp that I can see dude, I can illuminate the moon with that thing. I can track down, alien life forms with as bright as that thing is. And when you're fishing at night and you're wading back and, you're in the water and it's pitch black, like you can see so much, and it's so nice. So I used to have the little like $10 one from Walmart that had the one little light on it and everything. And now I've got a really nice Phoenix. I think it's a 70 or an 80. But yeah, it was probably $99. Well worth it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. If you haven't used headlamps, like that's the thing, is you don't know till you know. I have like a bunch of the $5 ones I got at a gas station because I was like, oh, we need a headlamp. All right, I'll grab this one. It's $5 because it's the only one I could get. But yeah, the difference between that and like a fancy one is huge. It's massive. And you'll never be more frustrated than when you have to assemble a tent at night in the rain and your headlamp is dead. You get that like fuzzy, that like soft light blur. And you're like, what do I do? A good headlamp is totally a lifesaver. I agree with that. Awesome. And then, what's up? Josh Thompson. Zingers. Let's go. Apparently bubbler is Wisconsin, says Real Talk.
Okay. Yeah.
Get a sip from the bubbler, eh?
That's what they say. Yeah. I had a buddy that was from up there and he called it a bubbler. I was like, what in the
What are you talking about?
All that water fountain? A bubbler,
A bubbler. You gotta say like,
I don't know. I've never heard that.
A bubbler. I don't know.
No.
Freaking wild. Anything else on the accessory side? I mean, trying to think of things I use.
One of the things that I love that I'm glad I bought a bunch of was those KVD speed bags for soft plastics.
Yeah, soft plastic storage is
those type of things.
Yeah. That's a good point. I like that. I actually like the Yakatech track pack for just like day stuff.
Yeah.
I use the freaking heck out of the one with the bait chambers, like the actual dividers in there. I don't know if it's underrated. Maybe it's perfectly rated. But I feel like I should see way more of those. I only see them on tourney builds. Like everybody should have just one of those. Yeah. One of those is so valuable. So that's definitely a big one. And then like soft plastic storage of any kind. So like the bass sacks from Evolution, I think I use so often. And
Evolution is on the up and up.
Evolution could be underrated brand, man. They're underrated.
They're going to get bought at some point.
Well, Daddy Equity is always looking around the corner.
Daddy is eyeing Evolution.
He's got his monocle up.
Daddy Equity is about to adopt. Yeah.
Seems like these guys have some pretty good ideas. I'd hate to be the one to ruin this company. Stay tuned. We'll see. But yeah, I feel like they're making a lot of great stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to rods and reels. Underrated rods and reels.
Underrated rods. I still think, okay, I'll give you one. The Daiwa Tatula XT. $99.
Yes. 100%. Completely underrated. Incredible rod. Freaking love those things.
It was
medium
awesome.
Heavy. So good.
I was like, how is this rod $99? When I did a $99 rod shootout and I bought one of those to use, and I was like, how has this not been on my radar? How have I just been like, you get your blinders on, it's like, oh, SLX and the new Fenwick Eagles are super nice. And then you've got the Dobbins Maverick and all that type of stuff. And you're like, dude, Daiwa Tatula XT is nasty.
It slaps.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's a good one. That's a good one right there. Dude, I feel like Cash and Elements don't get enough hype. I feel
Dude,
like
it's the next rod I'm buying is a Cash and Element.
they're so
I
good.
want to try one. I went and played with them for a little bit at
Yeah.
ICAST because I was like, everybody says give Cash and another
Mhm.
try. And I had one of the, I can't remember what it was called. I don't know if it was an Icon or what, but with the like carbon
That or
fiber
the
tweed handles that
yes,
I
it's the
hate.
Icon.
And now the Elements have like cork handle on them.
Cork.
Just a normal, good, made in America, awesome, small company, it seems like. And I was like, I want to like these. So I went up and played with them for a few minutes. Like, these are pretty nice for what I think they're 129 now for the, what are they, Z2s? Is that the Element Z2 or Element
129
2?
for the Z2, 139 for the swim bait, just because it's the bigger stick.
Yeah.
But
that's gonna be the next rod I buy, is gonna be an Element Z2.
Yeah, they're insane. Like I did get a Z2, but I got a super early run where they had an error. And they actually went and they swapped all of them out with everybody. So they kind of like, they corrected it, right? Which was cool. So I like that they do stuff like that. I like that they listen. And then, the Cash and Element BFS is the one I've mainly used. And I love that. It's like one of the best BFS rods I've used. It's fantastic. So,
How much is that?
129. Yeah, the whole Element line is 129. Yep. But the Z2s are going to be sick. I can't wait to use that. So here's how much we like them. Here's how much I feel they're underrated. We reach out to companies every year because like the only way we can test stuff out on the channel is if a company will send it to us. We just tell them, hey, just so you know, we're going to be honest about it. You still cool with this? And they're like, yeah, cool. Most of them are. Some of them are not cool with that. Most of them, 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, sure. Say whatever you want. Don't care. Cool. Here you go. Cash in we reached out to, and we were like, you know what, normally with rods we'll say like, sure, send me one, I'll try one, or like I'll get one, Paul gets one, and we get a spinning rod and then a casting rod, and we're like, all right, we tried both sides. With the Cash and Element Z2s we were like, can we have everything twice? So we're trying to get the whole damn thing, man, from swim bait, chatterbait, all the way down. I was like,
send me the store display, setup thing too, and everything. Like, give me that little.
You got to shoot your shot
and everything. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm gonna shoot my shot, right? I'm like, you know what? Why not? The worst I could say is no. Right. And now that I've said it on a live show, I'll just tag them in this and be like, I promised everybody that it would. No, that's how much we like them. Is that I would say, sure, I will fish those all the time. Will I exclusively fish them? No, I'm going to test other rods. But what I'm saying is when I want to have fun fishing and grab any one of those, I'm going to be happy with it. So
I know I'm not a BFS guy, but I know we already talked about these, but those Tatulas that they came out with, they have 2 BFS models that were both awesome. They had the universal and the vertical, I think, and the universal was slower, and then the vertical one was faster or whatever. That little fast, like 6, I don't know, whatever it is, 6'10",
usually around 6'8" to 6'10"
was awesome. Yeah, I was like, I would actually play around with this. This is nice.
Yeah, dude, Texas rig jig fishing, like that's gonna be a blast. And then I like the more moderate action for all the little bitty crankbait swim baits. BFS swim baiting, so much fun. Like that is, it's hard to describe how much fun that is. I've done a few videos where I did one where I tested like 30 BFS swim baits in one video, and I was just like, catch a fish, cut it off.
What is a BFS swim? Is that like, you're talking soft plastics or like the little Raptor things, or
like the Raptor, but a lot of other fancy ones that are also not $40. But I did use the Raptor in that one. I actually used a Temu Raptor to compare it to.
There you go.
There was no comparison in my opinion.
Usually
no, they were the ones we got like 2, 3 of them. One of them actually performed very closely, but the other 2 were like garbage.
What's the worst thing you've ever bought off Temu?
Like the jokey baits are they're jokes on purpose. Did I have one back here? I don't. Well, the worst thing I bought was the Mattel Masters bait caster. We bought a spinning reel off of that. Like, spinning reel is pretty safe. Like, it's gonna have nasty sound and drag, but it's gonna operate.
It'll work.
It'll work, right? Bait casters is so much more technical, and there were people swearing by this $15 bait caster. Like, it's actually awesome, and to a point where somebody even sent me a video, and he was like, "You casted it wrong, and I'm going to show you. And he sends me a video of him casting it, and it overspools in the video.
Oh, no,
And I was like,
no.
exactly. What are we talking about? What? The only good thing I got out of that reel is their song they used in their demo is such a banger. And
Oh,
like
there you go.
we've used it on the show a bunch. Like Chaz
Oh.
found the audio. We were just clipping the audio.
It's
There it is.
Oh,
I knew he was gonna do it. It's hard, right? What?
is this like in their little promo video for it or something?
Spinning silver reel,
Oh,
right? And you're like, just,
all right. I'll spend $15. Yeah. Here we go.
it's $15. Like I'm already buying other crap on Temu. Fine.
The worst
it
thing
was-
I ever bought was the knockoff Dark Sleeper.
Those are. Here's the interesting thing.
That was the worst attempt at a lure I may have ever seen.
Did it come with a flex tail and it was like the hardest plastic you ever
Yeah,
used? in
it
your
was
life?
like it looked like something
Yeah.
came out of a 25-cent machine, like a novelty toy.
Yeah, it was actual like rigid plastic.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, we fished him for a video. We knocked him freaking dead on that thing.
Were you just like popping it off the bottom because it's not
literally
Yeah.
jigged it just, and they were slamming it. It was like the end of a day. And we were like, I don't know, let's get the Temu thing done. And then we like tied it on and we threw it out there. We're like, son of a gun, it worked really well. Gosh dang it. It's still trash, but it'll catch fish and then it'll fall apart. And like the
That's
paint
funny.
just
Oh,
fell
yeah.
off. Right. It
Flaked
was
off
just a little
within
ghost fish.
10 casts.
Yep.
Yep.
It was nuts. All right. Where were we? We were underrated. Man, off the rails for a while. We had to go on some tangents there. If we were talking, we hit rods, I think. Did I say? Yeah, cashing. Then we go to reels. So what's an underrated reel in your opinion?
Well, until they updated, I would have said the Noski from Shimano, but I don't like
Until
the
they
new
did the
version.
update?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
you
I
don't
don't.
like the new version?
No.
What happened?
No. Well, it went up in price and they made it
$10.
ugly as I've ever seen a spinning reel.
I was gonna ask you if it was the color.
It's disgusting. Oh my God. I hate it.
7's colors, dude.
It's disgusting. It's
Red,
like
silver, blue, but like gross.
Yeah, well, this is like burnt orange bale, like muted navy blue, and like
Yeah, it
some
was like a
silver
soft
accents. Like
blue.
it was gross. I was like, the old one looks so good and timeless. It's silver. It's awesome.
It had that Stratic look to it, the old one.
Yeah.
Right? So and that's cool because you can pretend you have a Stratic for $100.
Exactly, for $99. Yeah, but now it's not $99 anymore. I guarantee. Bookmark this, people. If you look back in 3 weeks, the SLX will no longer be $99. The $99 days are quickly coming and going.
Yeah. Yep. That's how they build it in.
I don't know. Underrated reels. I think okay. I'll give them shine since I kind of dumped on them on the rod section. The Art Gravity reels.
Okay. Yeah.
Are kind of nice. I don't hate them.
I love kind of nice and don't hate them.
Well,
as a
yeah.
recommendation.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna pretend like they're gonna dethrone my Corrados or anything, but they're nice.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, they do okay.
So I've had the G2 for a while, and like there some knocks for the Art Gravity reels is that they can get a little clunky, a little grindy.
Yeah, you got to go up to like
reels.
the higher gravities.
Yeah, it's like the G7,
which is
G8.
what, like the 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
See,
like
I had a 5. I had a 5, and it got grindy within half a season, and that's where I was like,
I've had that problem with Daiwas too.
Yeah,
I've had my Tatula Type R. Remember the red ones back in the day?
Oh,
dude.
I've
still got one that I frogfish with.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're stepping on the tail of a cat. It sounds awful, and it sounded that way since probably a year and a half into it. It's still working, but it sounds terrible.
Yeah,
it's like I've had that problem with Daiwas over the years.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I could say that too. I think the Arc, we got their spinning reel too. Their spinning reel's kind of nuts. So I think they're doing good things.
I've never used their spinning reels.
It's really good. I'm trying to remember how much it is. Hang on. Arc Gravity spinning. It is it 130. It's $130. So thing is, it's great. I wish it was $100. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's like, you know, $130. I could get a Miravel at that point. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of doors that open at that level that you can go to with Shimano and Daiwa.
Yeah.
So it's a little tough spot for them to be in price wise, but it is a really good reel. And I would agree that they're pretty underrated on the reel side.
Oh, if you can find them used, the old 13 Inceptions, the silver ones, not the black ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can find, you used to be able to find them for like 40, $50 used. Those were awesome reels.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? Underrated reels.
It feels like a lot of reels are just appropriately rated. Like they gotta do a lot to really like mess with you to get out of there. Because if there's any in my lineup right now that I love, they're actually hyped up a lot anyways. Like Tatula, great. I love my Tatula. It's my favorite reel. The SVTW. That box up there.
The Zillion's sick, but it's also hyped up to be sick.
Exactly. Right. And the only time I ever got my hands on one was at ICAST, and I do it every year. I'm like, all right, where's that Zillion? Where's that Steez? Yeah. I'm never buying you.
I've never had a Steez. Yeah.
$600 not happening. What is I was thinking of one for underrated. I was almost there. I would say Akuma is pretty underrated for freshwater spinning. Very affordable. They got a lot of options. They got a lot of aluminum frames from like this set. The Samar was pretty fantastic. That's like $50 to $120. They had like a bunch of reels that everybody sleeps on every single year and nobody cares about. They got a new one came out this year. It's $80. It's called the Sapphire. We're gonna get our hands on that one and test it out for you guys. So nice spinning reel, $80, metal frame, freaking cool. I'm not going to be mad at that. So I think those are good. And I would say we were talking about casting. Like, I feel like they're starting to become more appropriately rated, but they certainly were underrated in that a lot of people just hated old casting. So everybody was like out on casting, and then they started like making these good reels. And then people were like, it's casting. I'm not going to look at the MG12. I don't give a heck about the MG12. It's fantastic. The Skeet Reese at $99, actually pretty solid. Yeah, it's pretty solid. The spinning reel, love it. The casting, actually like that one too.
You know what should be on this list? It definitely was adequately rated maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. The Bass Pro Shops Pro Qualifier.
I feel
it's like $99 and it's got an aluminum frame.
It's a secret reel. It's like, if you know, there's like a subsect of people who are like, yeah, I know that's a really good reel. And then there's all these other people who are like, it's Bass Pro. How could it be real? It's good.
They're good. I used to have a full lineup of Pro Qualifiers, like the original Pro Qualifier before they went to the PQ2, and now they're back to a regular Pro Qualifier. But they're $99 and they're made in the same dang factory as every other reel other than 2 or 3 of them. And they've got an aluminum frame at $99. It's great. Yeah.
Yep.
Daiwa, Abu, all those. Yeah.
Yep. It's just a reskin of your favorite reels for Bass Pro.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. That's a good one. A lot of people sleep on that stuff. All right. Do we get to baits? Let's go to baits. What's underrated on the bait side of things?
We can do like small business stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Do we talk about that? Yeah.
It's time to plug it.
This is where he's tough because I wish you would have asked me this like 3 months ago. Battle baits.
Yeah. Why 3 months ago?
Because that was before everything blew up for him. I think now he's got to do baits on drops because he's got so much demand on him on Friday nights. He's got to drop baits. But battle baits, I think, makes the best wired baits in the country. Like
they're
spinner baits, mini spinner baits, his new brigade blade, all of it is so good. The minigun is my favorite spinner bait in the country.
Same. The Commando version is also fantastic. It's just no skirt.
Yeah, I think Flint makes
those are awesome.
Now, like, yes, he makes jigs and stuff too. There's a bunch of people that make jigs, but if you're looking for like handmade spinner baits, I think he's at the top at the moment for me.
Yeah. I think that's battle baits is a huge one for me. One that's been coming up in I would say Dark Horse box. Like if you want to see some of these smaller brands, like check out Dark Horse. Zach was on here earlier. And that dude, he puts all of the trebles on all of the baits. That's like
Yeah.
3 per jerk bait for every
Yep.
freaking box. I kid you not, because they swap
Yeah.
them out with vector hooks.
Yep.
So that's nuts. Those guys are hustling. They're pushing really hard, and I
They're
think
good dudes. Yeah.
they're cool dudes. So I would say Dark Horse, which isn't like a particular bait brand, but like supports those smaller brands, which I also love to see.
Where
And then
they've kind
within
of
that
tried to
box,
gone down the road of like instead of
Mhm.
the box, which they still do the box, but they've kind of become like a retailer for small businesses too.
Yeah,
Like they're almost like the tackle warehouse of small people that you may have never heard of.
the little guys,
Yeah,
right? The
it's
little
cool.
guys that need some hype because they're actually doing some really cool stuff. So, brands that I have been coming out of there, like Stoneman and Sons,
Yeah.
Black Label, like
Black
it's
Label, Cliff Pace, awesome.
dude, those are freaking great baits. They're all great.
For any and they're affordable. He's hand
Yeah,
making all of those balsas, all of it. And he's got 300 different SKUs. Like he's
yep.
making he goes out and he's like, "Oh, I wish I had a bait that would go, 0.2 feet shallower than this one. Guess I'll
Here
make
it
one."
is.
And here it is. And now it's
Yeah,
available next week and you can buy it. Like Cliff's a
yeah, dude.
maniac. Yeah.
That was that the balsa wake that was in this month's box. I feel like
Probably it was.
I
Yeah.
just
I
got
know they're
that.
close with Cliff and they probably do a lot of stuff with him.
Yep.
Yeah. Cliff's got some awesome baits.
Yeah. Yeah. He's doing cool stuff there. Um, I mean, I gotta hype up my boy Mule Fishing, which is
Mule's a good one. Yep.
still underrated. So
Yeah.
go check out Mule Fishing. That new, is it the Bronco bug, the new one? I want to say bluegrass bug. Thank you.
Yeah.
Me,
Bronco Bugs
brain.
Rapala.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, wrong thing. I was thinking about that from last show. But yeah, but they have the burrow bug is this little tiny
Nice.
craw, which is
Yeah.
sick, and then the bluegrass bug is sick too, which is just a great little Texas rig bait. But obviously donkey tail, and then he's got his Bronco blade. Maybe that's why I was going Bronco blood. But he has like the little spinner bait, which is like a beetle spin, but for your mule fishing stuff.
Cool.
Good stuff. Always like their stuff. And then we've always hyped up pig jigs as well. That's for Ned rig stuff. And he's actually making like bladed jigs now and spinner baits now and all this other stuff in super tiny packages for BFS and ultralight. So that's pretty sick too. Yeah, I mean, there's so many small brands, so I'm sure we're gonna miss some tonight. And
Beast Coast is up there.
Beast Coast, yeah.
Who else would be up there? I would say
Beast is the open water sniper, is like they're claimed that football jig with the little studs on it.
I think they make my favorite football jig, and it's not the open water sniper, it's the baby dozer.
The dozer,
the baby dozer is disgusting. This time of year right now is baby dozer season. You go out like in the middle of your lake, find any sort of rock transition point and just drag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're so freaking lazy right now. You got to put something under their face.
Yeah.
Like everywhere I go, visitors just like, I'm sad. And I'm like, all right, eat something, please.
Yeah.
I know it's
that little
hot,
like
you guys.
I can't remember what he calls it. I think he calls it like a traction pad or something, but like the dimples that are on
the little studs on it.
So it makes it give that little shimmy and shimmer as you're dragging it over something. Like who else? I would say underrated bait companies. I mean, there's some that I think don't get the shine they should. They're big names, but I think they should probably get, like, I think people sleep on Booyah a little bit.
Oh yeah. They came out with Flashpoint Junior this year.
Yeah, I love Booyah buzz baits. The Klacken buzz baits for like $4.50 or whatever. They're cheap.
Dude, the Pond Magic kit, and you get the little tiny spinner bait.
Yep.
That's funny. Like they're frogs, great frogs. So I mean, like they have the ecosystem, right? They have everything you need. So hard agree on that. I think Booyah makes some good stuff. The only thing I don't like about Booyah is the friggin' skirts, the little band.
Well, it
seems to like melt so much faster than all of my other ones. So that's the only thing. But then just
hit them with a dab of super glue. You almost have to.
Yeah, right before you even use it, like glue that sucker on there, or get ready to buy some replacement skirts because you're gonna.
I'll be a broken record here, but I will sing it till the cows come home. There's a local company here in Ohio that makes soft plastic swim baits that everybody should have, and they're Big Joshy swim baits. They are the best. I literally probably have. Yeah, here you go.
We have a ton of them.
I have them everywhere, dude.
Thanks to Dark Horse, we got into those.
Yeah,
they're great.
So those, I feel like They were a very well kept like Ohio secret for years and years and years, and
Yeah.
then slowly it started to get out, and now there's people all over the country throwing them. They were like if you knew, you knew, and everybody down
Yeah.
the river and everybody at every spillway and everything was throwing Big Josh's swim baits for years.
Yeah.
I would say another one that the Dark Horse guys introduced me to way back in the day was Dark Corner Customs. So he does like the custom painted crankbaits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's my favorite painter in the country. Like if I need
Yep.
something painted, I mean, he did my replicas, but he does my glide baits. He does if I need repaints on DTs or anything like that. Like he's the dude.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I just love guys like that doing that thing, like just making just artists in their own way, but specifically only using the canvas of a lure. Like these guys could paint a Sistine Chapel and they're just like, nah, I'm gonna do DTs. They're like, okay, cool.
I've told Blake, the guy that does Dark Corner, I was like, I appreciate what you do because it's usable art that I can relate to. Like, I'm never gonna go to an art museum. I don't care about abstract stuff. This is like functional art. And I think it's super cool.
Yeah. No, I love that stuff. I love those guys. Any other underrated baits? I would have said before last year, Great Lakes Finesse, but as of now, super hyped up. I love their baits. So I'm not saying overhyped. What I am saying is now they get the hype. So they can't be underrated if they are appropriately rated.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I just love that Dan Miguel will put out a sick bait. He'll be like, you guys, this is awesome. And some people would be like, why is it so small? I don't need that. I don't have smallmouth here. And like they catch everywhere. And then he goes and he just wins tournaments. Like he left ICAST, he won a tournament. Before ICAST, he won a tournament. Like he's so good at fishing.
Yeah.
It's insane. You gotta listen to guys like that. Like he knows what he's doing. The matte finish he was just sick of rubbing the baits on the carpet.
Right.
And he just goes like, just make it matte to start. Duh. And just kicks ass in tournaments. So no, that guy's awesome.
What's not super shiny and like reflects every bit of light that you see? A natural crawdad.
An actual craw that's not made of metal.
Exactly.
Like, just shiny aluminum craws.
They're gross, matte, disgusting little mud bug things. Like, they're not chandeliers or disco balls.
Oh my gosh. The Yuzuri 3DBs, like the little flasher. Just I don't know about that. I don't know.
Now I will say, you want to talk about flashers, internal flashers, that Gravitron is nasty. Like
flash boost.
And I know they've done stuff like that before in some of the jerk baits and stuff. The flash boost, my peanut brain can't comprehend how it works, but it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perpetual motion. We've unlocked perpetual motion. What do we use it for? Fishing baits.
Energy for everyone? Nah. Swim bait.
Nah. Bass.
Gravitron. Can we create a full-size Gravitron like energy generator? No. Fish. Like that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. Got it. Dang, we hammered a bunch on underrated. Point is, there's a lot of underrated brands out there, you guys, and make sure that you explore a little bit and look for companies like Dark Horse Tackle that are going to put you in front of those companies, or look for online stores that sell specifically those things. And any of the names that we dropped, rewind, listen to them, go check out those brands because they're doing really cool stuff. And like ultimately, you got to appreciate the hustle. Those guys work so freaking hard, and until a certain point, they have a full-time job. Like they probably have a family, another full-time job, and then they just do this in the dark hours. They're just like, sure, I'll tie 300 jigs tonight when I could be sleeping. And they just do it. It's sick.
Your purchase helps them like buy groceries for the week or whatever. Like it's their real income. It's not going to daddy equity.
None of it goes to daddy equity. You can keep his monocle
real
and stay in his
people
corner.
To pay like their electric bill or something. Yeah.
This is a real human being, not a nameless, faceless, evil entity. All right. All right. Last up, was there anything underrated from the ICAST, even the ICAST winner categories that you thought didn't get the hype? You saw it. It's new, not even on the market probably. And you're like, why is nobody talking about this in their YouTube video?
I think the couple that jumped to mind, I think the Svivlo, not their braking system because that's been out for a while, but that Swedish company that does the reels, the fact that they made a like a modular version of their reel that you can convert to a BFS. Is it perfect? Probably not, but is it a cool idea? Yeah, cool idea. Cool idea to say, hey, You already
That's
bought
cool.
this reel, so now you can change out the side plate and the
It
spool, and
does
now
both.
you have a completely different reel. I like that. I know that
I didn't see
big
that.
companies,
That's
it's
nuts.
cool. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
have that. Have you seen their regular reels before?
I casted it like
Yeah,
last year
so the
when it first
Draken or
came out.
whatever they call it is like
Yeah.
the and they've got that proprietary braking system in it that comes
Yeah.
from like the watch world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, well, they came out this year with a kit to convert that to a BFS reel that just came in this tiny little box. It was like
Yeah.
a half or a third the price of the reel, so you're saving a bunch of money. And it just
Yeah.
had a BFS spool in it, and everybody knows that's not enough. You can't just change the spool,
Hmm.
and voila, you now have a BFS reel. So
Yeah.
their whole braking system is encapsulated in the side plate. So they just give you a new
Hmm.
side plate with an updated braking system to handle that smaller spool, and there you've got a BFS reel. Cool idea.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
That
modular.
is really cool.
Modular is the modularity, if that's a word, is the wide
Yeah,
open frontier of fishing that
for sure.
no one wants to do.
Because they want to sell another reel. Like, so this company is like, heck it, we'll lose
Yeah,
half, but protect our margin because all we're selling is a side plate and a spool
right.
for half the price. So my margin's technically higher.
Yep.
So
That's
maybe
why a
they're
couple years ago I loved like the Gomexis cyber bait. Like that is a
yeah,
bait that you can click a button and it turns into 3 different glide
yeah,
baits at
that
3
was cool.
different pivot points.
Mhm.
Modularity is awesome. Like
Yeah,
I love that the technical part of my brain or that part of my brain that's like, how can you build a better mousetrap? I think that's still the wide open space where when companies swallow their pride a little bit and say, okay, maybe we'll make less money per item, but we'll make
yeah,
more money in general because you're capturing a customer that you can keep for the long haul and you now have
yeah,
them in this family of products. That's what like I don't know, go in like the power tool world or whatever. Like Home Depot has made a whole living off of this, of getting you in the
yeah,
Ryobi family or whatever. And oh, well, now I have Ryobi batteries and 3 Ryobi, products. I should buy their weed eater and whatever because it uses the same battery. It's the same
yeah.
thing. Why I don't get why fishing companies aren't going down that route, but it's all
I feel like they
yeah,
have to figure it out. I also feel like because fishing is the size that it is, that they're learning slower. There's not enough
right.
competition
We're
here. And
behind.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like if you go to any other market, like you just said, lawn care took a long time to do that too. Power tools did it first. Lawn care was like,
Yeah.
oh, we can be electric. Wow. And
Yeah.
then now it is, right? So it's one of those things where I think we're eventually getting there, but they just learn so slow. And they
Yeah.
don't take big risks. Like there's not enough money floating around in this industry where they can take those risks. Those
Right.
companies, they can make $1 million risk, a 10 million, $100 million risk, and they're like, dang it, messed up. And like if our companies in the fishing industry do that, they break, they die.
Yeah.
So they're being very cautious.
But can you
But it would,
imagine a world where there's a bait caster that like you either switch something out or you flip a switch and it goes from an 8 to 1 to a 6 to 1?
yes, that would be
That type of stuff
amazing. I feel
would
like Paul and
be
I were talking about that the other day. Like that, yes, you need.
there's stuff like that that's just you could do it.
Mhm,
It is
mhm.
possible. There would be
Yeah,
just a different little drivetrain or something in there that you do something to, and boom, now the inches per
swaps
turn
out new
slows
gear.
down or speeds up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a
There,
way.
there's always a way. There's a will. There's a way. Have the will, people. Let's get there.
Somebody do it.
Um, Good stuff. Other underrated from the show. I'm racking my memories here. I feel
It's
like I never see enough people at Evolution or Busby. I feel like tackle storage has
tackle storage
largely.
is slept on.
What the heck is going on with tackle storage? Because I feel like in 2021 was like when Plano was dropping a bunch of stuff. Busby first hit. ICAST
Yeah.
first year was 2021, and then I think maybe it was a year or two later. But anyway, so them and then like Evolution was back in a corner and nobody saw them, and then like
Yeah.
Railblazers like. I did it again, you guys. You caught me last show. Railblaze. It's hard for me to. It's hard for me to do that. Railblazer.
You're R in
I'm RN
Railblazer.
too much.
Railblazer? Yeah.
Railblazer. You know what? I'm just gonna own it. Railblazer came out with their freaking crate that I just do not like, but they are now coming out with really insane kayak innovations, which are cool. We
Yeah.
actually just got their forward-facing arm that I think dropped like last year, but
That's
we now have. Yeah, we have those. So we're gonna be testing that out. I haven't used my forward-facing sonar in like a year and a half. It's an investment just collecting dust. I'm
I
like,
haven't used mine since Memorial Day weekend this year. Yeah.
really? I'm like,
Yeah.
I should probably get this out again and use it because I paid a lot for this thing.
I want to try Mega Live too. I want to maybe
Yeah,
make the switch from Garmin
we
to
almost
Mega
did.
Live.
Paul was about to pull the trigger. Actually, he did. He bought it. He was like getting the Mega Live stuff, and like he had all of it lined up. I think it was like $2,500. He's like, ordered it. Here we go. And then like he said that on a story or maybe an Instagram post, and the internet lambasted him. They were like, "What are you doing? Why would you ever go Humminbird?" Oh yeah, like Lawrence boys and Garmin boys came to fight. They're like, "You're an idiot. Why are you doing this?" And so many of our audience was like, "This is a bad idea." That we were like, well, if nobody wants to watch this, why did I spend $2,500? I get it. I need to try things, but that's a big risk. So we opted out.
I would do it just for the fact that I don't have to lug around a black box anymore.
Yeah. And you got the Lowrance Eagle does that too, where it's like the all-in-one unit.
But you're losing beams on the Eagle.
Well, yeah, that's the other side, but it's also $1,000. So it's like accessibility. It's never going to be as good if it's just accessible, you guys. That's the way everything works. Like, yes, I would love the best thing to be my price, but it won't be. So your trade-off, not that great, but smaller, easier to use, accessible for people. Anyways, that was another thing that I would love to see at ICAST though, is like, when are we going to get the small forward-facing unit? Like just
that AccuFi or whatever it was called. Like, I know it's not probably the most morally right thing to be doing, but again, it's pushing forward. They showed that hey, there's wireless capabilities that these companies are probably gatekeeping from us, and they can make your black boxes way smaller. Then do that, please. Sincerely, everybody.
Just take the technology and make it your own. Do the thing, man. Like I would love to see more innovations there. But so I'll go tackle storage for underrated. All right. At this point in the show, it's almost 10:30. We've been going for 2 hours. So I think we gotta roll out. So we're going to slow rolling thunder here, y'all. And I believe I have a guest next week. I want to call it as well. Paul will not be here again. So somebody's gonna be on the show. I think it's Dan Miguel. I think it's actually Great Lakes Finesse is coming next week. I might even like schedule a special guest appearance from Bixby on that show too, because Bixby just dropped their N3. And they were, Human was supposed to be on the show last week. We jacked up our schedule because of ICAST and other nonsense. We were just traveling too much. And we got back. We were like, all right, we're doing the truth about ICAST because it's like everybody's talking about ICAST right now. Let's do that. And we set it up. And then Human emailed me like the day before. And he's like, hey, actually Martine emailed me, but he's like, hey, when are we going on the show? I was like, oh, crap. My bad. So check out the N3. It's still on pre-sale. You can save $400. There you go. I used it for a couple of weekends on a couple of different vessels. Pretty solid electric motor. And goes pretty dang fast. All right. Let's get into slow rolling thunder though. So first question. I want to know this because I keep watching Chad Hoover fall on his butt on boat ramps and his Crocs. I'm sure you've seen those videos.
Yeah.
What can we kill Crocs? Can we get rid of Crocs? And if so, what is the new Croc?
No.
All right.
No.
You have to kill Crocs.
No, I don't. I certainly do not.
Listen, sir, this is my show. Respectfully. Respectfully. Whose show are we on?
Fine. Crocs.
They're gone.
Look at the flowers. Dusted. Look at the flowers, Crocs. Yeah.
Can I see the rabbits? No. All right. So let's just pretend for a second. Right. Crocs are dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
The company goes under. Daddy Equity bails on them. What is the new Croc then? In other words, what should Hoover get because he can't handle Crocs? They're just, dude, put those away. We just got demonetized.
There's your little preview, folks. You can find the rest at onlyfeet.com/tackle talk.
You gotta pay a lot of money. You can't just be giving those away.
That's what you do. Honestly, you take my Crocs away from me, I'm probably just not wearing shoes. Yeah.
All right. That's
I do that every once in a while. I mean, I've got slides and stuff. I mean, you got like little whatever, little foam slides, but no, I don't know. Most of the time in the kayak, I'm barefoot. Like I will wear Crocs or something like that to get in, and then as soon as I get in the kayak, they're put away, and I'm barefoot the whole time.
Yeah, I don't trust kayak launches because too many people are leaving shredded aluminum cans and glass and other crap. Depending on where you launch
around here,
you go urban launch, like you're getting wrecked, right? There's probably a tent pole sticking out that'll just impale you. Seen crazier things. And dirty diapers all over the place. You don't want to step in those either. That's what shoes are for.
That's also true.
So I don't know. I want to test a bunch of water shoes. So I'm kind of excited to test out the Under Armour Kilchis, which is like a super lightweight, heavy draining water shoe. Cross Kicks makes a lot of affordable ones. I don't love the one that we have is like their 100. It's a Tetra. It's $110, $120. It's a little pricey for a water shoe. Also, it doesn't drain that well. Also, they stink. And then we got the Columbia PFG boat shoes. They're not meant to be water shoes. We use them as water shoes for like 4 weeks, and they destroyed, completely destroyed. But they do have a new I forget, I think it's the Whip Ray, their new water shoe that's coming out. That one looks nice. And then Cross Kicks has like a Croc tennis shoe. I don't know how the grip is, but it looks really ventilated, drains really well, has like an elastic like shoelace on it, so that could be a good fit too. So I don't know, like we're gonna try a bunch.
When I actually wet wade, when I go like all day and I'll do wet wading, I have a pair of I got them off Amazon. I think they're called Hodgman, but they're like wading boots, like that go real skin tight to you, and they've got the strap on the back, and they're almost like nothing. Neoprene. They're real form fitting to your foot, but they're awesome. I love those things. I think I paid $39 for them, and I've used them for probably 5 or 6 years at this point. I think they're Hodgman. I think it's what they're called. But
you mean you didn't get the $300 Sims wading boots?
Never owned anything from Sims.
Never a thing. Wow.
Nope.
That's a pretty good brag. That's a good.
The only Sims I've ever had was on the PlayStation.
When I played Sims specifically on the PlayStation. That's wild. That's a brag right there. All right. Nice. Okay, so we won't kill your Crocs, but now we know some ideas. Just let the dogs breathe. Go walk barefoot. There you go. All right. Next one. This is an interesting one. I'll be honest with you. I asked ChatGPT to write me a list of slow rolling thunder questions. And this is one of them. No joke. It actually did pretty good. And I think the Croc one was one of them too. And I was like, this is good. I'm using this. But this next one is describe your fishing style using only fast food chains as your descriptor.
Oh my God.
Thanks, AI.
I'm just Taco Bell, probably. I'm the Taco Bell fishing. It's like I'm cheap, I'm dirty, but I'll get the job done. Like I'm Taco Bell.
And I'm available 24/7 in most cities. Sometimes
morning, noon, night. I'm down.
Not every time.
Yeah.
The bell is always ringing. We know about fourth meal. I love it. Okay. That's a good answer. Dang it.
What's yours?
Well, now I have to play this game. I'm gonna be Qdoba because you can order.
Also, you're me, but better. Got it. Okay.
Well, at least like I didn't say Chipotle. I will be
hilarious.
Bougie version of your double gordita crunch.
Objectively better in every way.
Listen, you took the grilled stuffed burrito away, and that ended our relationship. You don't do that, and then come back with like 5 other burritos that are not the grilled stuffed burrito. Get out of here. I was gonna say that's a great play on that though. I was gonna say Qdoba because all of the sides are free. Like you just get your burrito bowl and everything's included because I load my kayak up. Like I will have all of the lures. I will give you can use them. I won't charge you. The accessories are free. I got your back. Okay. All right. How about that? Paul and I are like constantly like, here, cast this rod. Here, try this lure. We're just like tossing crap back and forth. Here, use my kayak at the yak offs. Whatever. I'll use yours, use mine. It doesn't matter. So there's my answer. That's a fun question. I like it. Just fresher with avocado. I don't know. Do you like your avocado in a paste format or do you like actual avocado that I just diced up in front of you? I'm not saying I'm better. I'm just saying I'm better. All right.
Does Taco Bell even have avocado? I don't think they do.
Taco Bell?
That's Verde sauce. It's not avocado.
There's guacamole in there somewhere. The Crunch Wrap. Crunch Wrap has, and then like a lot of breakfast stuff, but it's like it's in a tube. They just squeeze it out for you. Fast food. There you go. All right. Last one, and we're rolling out of here, guys, for reals. What I want to know this. I need to start asking this for anybody who has boats or kayaks. So you have water vessels. What are your like current vessels that you own?
I own a Crescent Shoaly.
Great. What have you named your Crescent Shoaly? That's the actual question.
Its current name is the Bean Machine.
Yes. Yes to that.
Because I'd just be giving them the beans in it all day long.
I saw your boat
machine.
wrap.
I looked into it really hard. Fun fact, boat wraps are a lot more expensive than I thought. Because I was going to get it wrapped. I was going to wrap it in baked beans texture just for S&Gs.
1,500?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was more than the kayak.
Gross. Yeah. $1,700 kayak. You're like, yeah, I'll take this $4,000 boat wrap. That's perfect. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I like
Bean
it.
Machine.
The Bean Machine is great. I got a name. We recently picked up the NS 130 inflatable. We've got the Boat Rover Aero, which I'll use whenever I possibly can, but I have to get I can put my NT 300 on there now, so I can actually use it again. I had the new Bixby N3. I used it on there. It wasn't long enough shaft. I don't know if the NT 300 is either. So I'm like sitting on this inflatable I want to use more, but I need the right motor for it. Maybe I just get gas and just get a long stem gas motor.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's the answer. I'm gonna find a used one. We're gonna put it on the Rover Aero. I'm gonna get like a 9.9, which is not rated for it, and I'm just gonna
morning. Just
exactly. So I gotta name those two. We did name the Purple Unlimited as the Purple People Eater. That is effective. I don't know that Paul has named his. I gotta ask him this question. And then exactly. And then the Old Town EPDL just showed up today, but it's a blue one. So I don't know. We're gonna have to mess around with it a little bit. We're gonna figure out a name for that one. But I like this question. I need to ask more people this because everybody's got those boat names. Well, awesome. It's been a lot of fun tonight, man. Thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate the time, and it was great bumping into you at ICAST. We had a blast there, and the 5 minutes every hour that we bumped into each other.
Like, I feel like we were the people moving around the most, and so like every 30 minutes we would see each other in a different corner of that. Yep. Like, hey, there you are again. Like, yeah, we're like everybody else is stuck at their booths, and we're one of the 7 people that are just running around like madmen. Yeah, trying to get everything they need. Yeah,
we are all over the place. You got to move at ICAST. But yeah, for anybody in here who isn't following Andrew, real quick, where can they find you? And then I want to know, what do you got coming up with anything, news and noteworthy for you?
Yeah, we're just wherever you listen to podcasts, just type in Tackle Talk. It's Amazon, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those places. We're like 99.999% audio only. So if you're looking for videos of the episodes, sorry.
Too bad.
Yeah. We are mostly on the streaming services. So yeah, if you're bored every Tuesday and you want to listen to me ramble about fishing for 30 minutes or so, we're there.
Love it. Awesome. So yeah, definitely go check on Andrew. Follow him everywhere you possibly can. Any trips coming up? Anything you're going to be doing?
I'm hoping now, once like baseball season ends and I get like at least some of my weekends back, I'm going to be going back to the Susky for sure. That was heaven on earth. I will be every year going to the Susquehanna at some point for 2 or 3 days, because it was just picture like everything that I want in a fishery. It was. And so, yeah, I'll be going back there in the fall. But yeah, I don't get to take as many like out of town trips as I wish I got to, because I use a lot of my vacation time for like the Bassmaster Classic, ICAST, all that type of stuff. So like the things that you have to do for like the work part of the show eat into my vacation time. And so don't really have a lot to actually travel. I did go to Lake Erie for the first time this year in the kayaks, which was awesome. Went up to like Presque Isle in Erie, Pennsylvania, and it was sick. But yeah, trying to do like 2 or 3 trips a year.
Sick. Yeah, we're in the same boat. Like, maybe one day in a dream fantasy world, we are all full-time doing this and we go wherever we want, whenever we want. That would be cool. But yeah, I have currently absolutely tanked my time off. Yeah. I'm completely out. And like, I got another new job this year. And like, I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm already
I do
going
this
here.
thing.
Here. I will be gone. I
Yeah.
apologize. But we worked it out. But yeah, I'm completely out of time. So I will be at Kayak Adventure Series in Pennsylvania, end of September, I believe it is, or mid-September. So we'll be at that. And that's it for me probably this year. Maybe I'll just quit all my jobs and just do this forever.
One of these days, right? We'll both do it. We can look back on this in like
Yep.
10 years and be like, oh, remember when we were still grinding and pulling 3 jobs each to try and do this stuff? And yeah,
I think we
hopefully
got to make
see. Or we could both be doing 7 jobs at that point. And we're like, oh man,
just gonna keep tallying.
That didn't work out. Yeah.
Another badge on the shoulder there, just like, all right, yeah, this is my 5th job, 6th job, 7th job. You know, do what you gotta do to pay for
whatever.
I mean, how am I going to get Garmin Force Current when I don't have 3 jobs? I need those 3 jobs. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, it's $3,700. Yeah.
Can't just go throwing that kind of change.
That's why around. I've got my feet website. Yeah, I'm trying to trying to save up for a Force Current. We'll see.
Chaz put the link to Andrew's feet website in the chat. Thanks, buddy.
Thank
all right, that's all we got for tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. Thanks to Andrew for being a special guest today to fill in for Paul. Hopefully, Paul's having a great time in Hawaii and not getting tsunami. That would be a super big bummer, because then Andrew, I'm gonna need you back like every week. We'll figure this out.
I'll be on call.
Perfect. We'll be back next week with Dan Miguel from Great Lakes Finesse. We'll catch you guys later. All right, Chaz, take us out. Love you guys. Bye.